I don't know. Usually on these special episodes, intro, no intro, whatever. I've got you guys over there. I've got like the election right in front of me here.
All right.
But I
Are
guess
we
you
going
guys are.
to stream the actual election, or is it just going to be S3?
I think that'll get us into trouble with some copyright stuff. So I'm just going to have it on in the background of my screen here.
Okay.
I've got the TV on too, so
Yeah, and
I'll
then
have to pull something up then.
turn on the radio. Turn on the FM radio, maybe, or AM.
Pull up a YouTube. Yeah, AM.
I like the AM too. I already got a couple of viewers. So what we're doing tonight is basically live streaming the election. We've got a couple different people with a couple different streams up. Anytime Harper is mentioned by name, we take a shot. What are the other rules here? Gun control, 2 shots.
Ooh,
Be
no.
blasted for tomorrow. Nope, got to work tomorrow. Nope. I think just Harper by himself might be enough to do me in.
Yeah, that's.
So right now everything's playing out pretty close to what 338 Canada was projecting. So a couple seats brought in by the Conservatives in Atlantic Canada. But this is like right in line with what was projected on there, which still leads to a LPC minority. But we'll see what happens once it gets into Quebec, because
they just said it was plus 5 seats for the CPC from the 2019 election, anyways. So
yeah, a couple extra seats. But yeah, looking good so far. At least looking better, looking okay.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens as we head west.
Yeah, we gotta get out of the Maritimes. So
yeah.
How'd you get out and do some bow hunting yet?
I did. I was out all weekend trying for moose. Saturday morning got rained out. Saturday night, DJ and we saw a bull moose with a cow and 2 calves. Couldn't get it. They spooked. They were 100 yards out, spooked across the field. We tried circling around and getting to them and wasn't able to. But Doug, he went out. We dropped him off and he went walking around the lake on his own, and he pushed 10 bull moose. So that night there was a total of 11 bull moose in that area pushed. Didn't see any Saturday night, but last night I actually got within 60 yards away from a bull moose, but the wind was not in my favor. It was just, straight behind me, straight to the moose, and gone. Needed another 15 yards and I would have been comfortable.
Yeah. No, I just cracked my bow out yesterday. And I'm not going to be able to get out this weekend, but maybe the weekend after that.
Yeah. Well, tomorrow night and Wednesday night, I am moose hunting. Those are my last 2 nights because the property where I'm hunting, Doug is gone out to his cabin Thursday night, and that's my last night for moose hunting. So I got 2 more nights to try and get it done.
I got a while. I got basically until November 1st.
That's right. Yeah, you got their draw.
No, just general September 15th to November 1st for the spot I go hunting for bow.
Moose?
No, not for moose. For just deer. Just deer.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, I actually want to make a trip down to my brother's place because he's general on mule deer with bow until the end of October down in Wainwright. But
it's been a while, yeah. Gotta get my release sized up, figure out where I gotta be on this thing.
What release you got there?
It's a True Ball the Beast.
Okay.
I don't know. It's here.
The hinge style. I like that hinge style.
Yeah.
I run the shorty, so instead of the shaft up from your wrist strap, it's all on just a not on a shaft, it's on just nylon and just flops there, and it sits like right close. But when I draw, it's right there, and it's super light. Same style as release mechanism as you with the hinge style,
Hinge style?
which I absolutely love.
Yeah, it's quick string, right? You can just kind of.
I don't trust the clamshell style. I don't trust those.
Yeah, it is. It is nice to just quickly grab it.
Oh,
Yeah. My bow's in my truck. Otherwise, I'd bring that out too.
This is just like a straight up Diamond Outlaw. Yeah, Diamond Outlaw. Quite old.
Okay, I was gonna say like
10
that
years or
looks
so.
very similar to my bow, which is the Bowtech Assassin.
Yeah, Bowtech
Diamond
Diamondback,
is
same
Bowtech,
thing.
so
Yeah.
Yeah.
Except I think Bowtech uses like 2 cams on theirs, whereas this just has one. It's just got the 1 cam at the bottom, and the top. The top is.
Oh, you're running solo cam. Okay.
Yeah, that's the difference. The Bowtech ones are dual. The Diamond ones are single cam.
So
they're
look at the wife's
cheaper.
bow because the wife's bow is a Diamond, but I thought for sure it was dual cam. But I'll have another look at it.
That was the difference when I bought mine, which was 10 years ago. So they might have changed by then.
Well, Crystal and I bought ours about 8 years ago, so.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't really changed anything on this thing. It's still got like the string stop, and this I changed. That I changed. I put a bigger stabilizer in there.
I've completely changed mine. I put a ripcord rest on it, so drop away rest. I got the Spot Hog 5-pin Hunter for sight, and then I got Trophy Ridge quiver. It has a green light both out the top and then in the quiver, and then Trophy Ridge dual stabilizer. So I have the stabilizer out the side and the stabilizer out front. And yeah, you draw and you're level. It's nice.
I always like to. So I've got a couple of broadheads in there, but I always like to carry a couple of the judo tips in case I see like a grouse or something like that.
The judo tips are awesome. Yeah.
So for any of our listeners or viewers, the idea with one of these, so it's got little arms on it, so that when you inevitably miss whatever you're shooting at and you hit the grass, it doesn't like scooch because they're going so fast. They just fly right into the grass. You never see them again. Whereas these like kind of catch the grass and like the arrow tends to like flip over and kind of sit on the top.
Okay.
So growing up with traditional, we always had judo tips and we'd go out stump shooting with the judo tips. And yeah, because they don't bury into the tree, they just go in so far,
Bounce back,
out, good to go.
Yeah. And then what are these muzzies? I'm just running like some cheapo Muzzy 100s for 4-sided. Right.
We have a question.
Yeah, wide open trigger. I'm curious on what the wide open trigger is.
So it's it pushes the reset. It pushes the reset. It resets the trigger into your trigger finger.
Forced reset trigger. Well, considering the ATF just deemed that a machine gun down in the States, I'm gonna say no, we won't see it in Canada.
Well, and I think it's a copy of another company's design, because I swear there was another company that lawyered up for this. They like designed it first, and they're like, "Oh man, this is gonna work." Lawyer up. So they get lawyered up, and then they because you do press the trigger, it forces the reset on the trigger, and then you have to pull it again.
Yeah, you just keep constant pressure. It forces your finger forward to reset. Absolutely. I like the idea just for the fun factor. I mean, anybody who's shot full auto will know that it is basically useless, but it is fun. And
I would like to shoot one of those at, and I didn't know how it worked. So I saw that just the trigger pack. I'm like, that's not going to work. You're just going to have hammer follow. But there's another part a little bit back from that one that's looking for the back of the full auto carrier, bolt carrier. And if it sees it, it lets the hammer go forward. Yeah. So it would work.
So you need to run a full auto bolt carrier, which most are. Most of the bolt carriers we see are full auto, but I think there are a few out there that aren't.
Yeah, there's the like standard AR-15 bolt carrier groups. They're lighter. The full auto. So the reason why more people went to the full auto ones is that they're heavier, and that's actually a good thing. Heavier means more cycling action, and might as well get something that's a little bit beefier, right? you're just going to end up getting for anyways. So
Yeah.
we'll just get the full auto BCG.
So,
Yeah.
well, I can understand with the lightweight bolt because it's less reciprocating mass.
But then you got to tune for it, right?
Yes, exactly.
Like ideally, if you're going to tune an AR, you get like a nice light bolt carrier, and then you also get an adjustable gas system, and then you adjust it for the cartridge.
That's the first step of it is the adjustable gas block. Yeah. But no, as much as I'd like to see this wide open trigger or the force reset trigger, ATF and actually this is something interesting going on down in the States. They just deemed it as a machine gun.
Of another one that's out there. Yeah, if you look at the back of it, here, let me share my screen here just so everyone can see what this thing's like. Window, that one. And when you see it, it's like, yeah, it's a trigger there, but then look at the back of the trigger. That's weird thing. That's the thing that's looking for the BC. Looking for. I'm giving it like thoughts and dreams and whatnot. But
well, why don't you pull up? So we have that. Why don't you pull up the force reset and we'll look at what that cartridge looks like?
Reset trigger. Rare breed was the the one that
it's
came
the
up
FRT.
first.
They have force reset trigger. Yeah,
same thing.
So
look at that.
Yeah, same thing.
Yeah. Yeah, but I know these guys like lawyered up. We're ready for it, and when it inevitably happened, they're like, we were all ready for this. But
yeah, these are the guys I was talking about. That they got the stop manufacturing, and they looked and said, no, we're not gonna. You will.
Oh, too much freedom.
Want to take further action? Go for it, but we're not going to stop making them.
Too much freedom in that video clip. Suppressor, full auto, full cap mags. Whoa. Oh, yeah. Too much for me. Too much.
Freedom overload.
Yeah. Updating this thing as I get details. I'm just updating our little ticker thing here.
Mm-hmm.
So far, it's where it's to be expected.
Yeah. We haven't seen the Quebec and Ontario results yet, so.
Mm-hmm. One of you guys will have to let us know if they invoke the name of Harper.
I am on Global, so
I'm on CTV.
All right, I got CBC, but I don't like listening to it, so I'm just gonna.
They're still in business?
I'll have to lip read.
Well, yeah,
they got Gerald Butts on there too. So I guess if they need to pressure anyone to do something that they don't want to, they've got the right guy there for it.
Yeah.
If they need to force anyone to quit, they got Johnny on the spot right there.
Well, it's good because it's giving me closed captioning too, so I don't have to try and listen. I can just look for the word.
That's a good idea. I should put that on too.
Oh, brilliant.
Very smart, Kyle. Very smart.
Mm-hmm.
I wish I could say I did that. It just did it. So
okay, there we go. I'm set too. So
what I should have is 338 Canada up so we can see which of these are like kind of a surprise when they do come through. Because right now 338 Canada, they're usually the most accurate. I mean, different polls to different times kind of a thing, but they are projecting 148 for the Liberals, 125 for the Conservatives, 32 for the Bloc, 31 for NDP, and 1 or 2 for the Green Party.
Yeah, what's the plus and minus in that?
Let me share my screen here for a second.
I don't like that prediction.
There's the plus or minus. Like the Liberal, they're not going to get a majority.
No,
but there's
far from it. Yeah,
they're very much within the minority government scheme here. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. I mean, if we go to is this website really slow? Must be the website. I bet you it's getting the hug of death from the internet right now.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe the 8 was. I mean, that's pretty accurate. Like, if you look at where we're at right now, that's pretty much bang on where we're at. Yeah, 8 seats is what they projected there. So bang on so far. But we'll see as night goes on. Still more voting action. If you guys want to like throw topics at us, go ahead. We're just sitting here drinking and watching the election, seeing how it's going to go. We'll update the little ticker at the bottom there once every, 5 minutes or so. Otherwise, we'll just talk about some non-gun stuff so that we don't ruin Thursday's show.
Yeah.
Non-gun stuff. Do we care?
Actually,
about
here's
that?
a good one for you guys.
Yeah.
So last night, Conservatives released another blackface picture. You think that was too late?
I don't think people care. The only
They-
people that would care have to vote for him. So it's like,
Yeah, I don't think that people care.
Oh, I think that's very fair for sure.
yeah,
Yeah.
because by now it's just they've allowed it for so long, and they're just going to continue to allow it. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be like if O'Toole did something very left on his platform, or something that would like really offend the sensibilities of people on the right. It wouldn't matter; they'd still vote for him right now. It's too late.
Yeah.
But it was a nice picture. Very like sharp in color, not one of those grainy ones. Yeah.
Very lovely. Very.
Mm-hmm. Too bad it wasn't a new one. Yeah, well. Yeah, I don't think that'll change anyone's mind.
No.
They were going to vote for him anyways.
I made the joke today that as a son of a former prime minister or Cuban dictator, he should have known better. So, but
Fidel Castro was a lot more careful than Justin Trudeau is. Come on. He survived
the resemblance is uncanny, though. So it's actually believable.
He survived hundreds of assassination attempts.
Oh,
He's he's a very careful man.
Yeah.
And lucky. Yeah. So I asked Nightcore for some hiking flashlights, hiking headlamps, because I want to review them, and I want to go hiking next year, and I want better equipment than my buddy has. It's like the way to do it is like just ask for it and get some better equipment. So I got the most popular one that they've got is like this NU25. It's like a little headlamp kind of a thing. Yeah, I'll try to throw this right over top of my headphones. It's very small, plastic, and super duper light. It's got like a red light, regular light, and it's got like a high. Oh, that one right there. A high CRI light. So CRI is color rendering index. Like a real decent LED will have a high color index. The yellow sodium lights that used to be more popular in cities, those have like a really low color rendering index. So like the light looks like crap under it. Like your blues get all mottled. It doesn't look very good. Whereas the LED lighting today, when you look under streetlights, is a lot better. So kind of interesting. And then check out this little guy. That's it. That's cool. The other one that they sent. This one's like 10 grams.
Nightcore? Okay.
Yeah. Just a little rechargeable guy. Really, really small. Nothing for battery life on it, though, compared to the other one. I think this one will run like for an hour on pure white. But something. I'm kind of curious if it'll run on the red, because it also does like a red light.
So, guys, do text Harper's count?
Oh, who texted it?
It was the club manager for Wapiti.
Well, since I haven't seen it show up yet, they're talking about prime ministers in the 90s. Okay, it might be close, but I'll take a drink anyways.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I'll do the moonshine if I can get it over for my drink.
You can do the moonshine.
Well, that's my shot. I'm drinking beer all night, so you got something special for the shot.
Yeah.
So
I don't have any moonshine.
and actually, Paul Tromler, the president of the club, insisted I grab this tonight for the Harper shots. So
Nice. Well done.
Dallas is asking, Ajo,
nice.
what rifle are you running for 3-gun this year? I'm running a WS-MCR. A WK-180 would be fine too, but the MCR had more steel stuff on it. I think the new ones, there's a WK now that has a bunch of steel on it as well.
And overall, you said it's been good for you, right?
It's been fine. Yeah. Other than the barrel nut loosening off on it. I didn't like that, but I just tightened it back up. Yeah. I think that is the way to go.
Yeah.
Jason says
He's trying to
listening
comment
here.
on YouTube, and he was saying he couldn't. I'm like, okay, are you logged in? Because I don't know that you should be able to. We have YouTube comments up here, so
yes, yeah, we do have YouTube comments up there. If I search for Slamfire Radio, it says live right now. Oh, the comments are on the right hand side. It's live, so it's not like down at the bottom where you usually see it. That's why.
oh, okay. So there you go.
Jason was trying to explain the election to his daughter. Good luck. Yeah,
yeah.
It's complicated.
No,
we were watching as a family a little bit earlier.
Liberals are down 1, Bloc is up 1.
Okay, so what do we got right now?
I see
okay.
24,
Liberal
8,
25,
yeah,
Cons 8, and Bloc is 1.
See, I see 23-9, 23-9-1.
It'll be different. It'll be a little bit different between all the different TV shows because
so maybe we should go. Like I'm watching Global. Mo, what are you watching?
CTV has a 23-9-1.
Okay,
I'm watching Commie TV. Sorry.
Okay, so I'm on Global, and now I'm at 24-9-1.
I'm seeing 24-9-1 as well.
Okay,
it's gonna flip around a lot though. I'm not gonna change it every second because
wouldn't it be cool
20
if
more
we could
votes
look
came
that
in.
up that it did, but we can't. But well, I'm sure there's a way, but we don't have the ambition to put that effort in right now.
No, not at all. I'll update once every 5 minutes. That's enough.
Yeah.
Decision Canada says 24-9-1. Yep. There we go. Yeah. I would run for the Bloc in Alberta if they let me. I want Bloc Alberta.
Do it.
We'll call ourselves the Blockheads.
I love it.
Yeah, I've someone was mentioning should be interesting if Kenny's cabinet walks. Yeah, so there's been quite a bit of internal strife in Alberta here because a lot of people look at it and they're like, oh yeah, look the approval rating for Alberta's premier is so low. It's like, yeah, because there's people to the left of him who disagree with what he's doing, and there's people further to the right of him that disagree with what he's doing. And right now it's more of the people further on the right. As soon as he introduces like any restrictions, people are like pissed about it.
So well, with the different offices chapters for the Conservative Party, it was pretty much unanimous recently to bring a leadership review before March of next year.
Yeah, it's a tough thing to do though, to try to encapsulate everything from like business friendly conservatives to social conservatives to like everything in between, and try to put those all those people in a party is a tough thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, look what happened with the CBC, right? They tried to be a little more centrist to appeal to get a few more voters, and they pissed off the right. So,
and they got a whole bunch of people moving over to the PPC. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but what were they gonna do?
Yeah. Yeah. I found the collapse of the Greens in the Atlantic a little bit interesting. That was I didn't know that was going to come. But I guess everyone else did because like 338 Canada and all those kind of guys like knew what was going on. I wonder if that's like I know there was. I'm not at all interested and don't know very much, but I know that there was some issues with Anime Paul or something like that, where she had something about Israel and like, do you support Israel or Palestine? And there was some strife internally about that. It doesn't seem like something the Green Party should be even like caring about. Yeah, like there's like central to the whole idea of like better for the environment. They should just NA. Israel, Palestine, NA. It's not applicable to our goal.
We know nothing about that.
We know nothing and we don't care.
We don't want to talk about it. We don't. Yeah.
There's lots of issues that you can talk about and care about. And if I feel like if you're just a party on the green side of things, like who cares?
Yeah.
Next poll closes in 3 minutes and 30 seconds. Coming up. Yeah. I have 25-9 right now, so that one block seat keeps switching. I'm not changing it.
I know. It must be so close.
Although you guys can, I think you guys can see the banner there.
Oh yeah, it seems like Kelly and I seem to fight with putting on the banners because the banner's not on, so I'll click it on, and she goes to click it on, she clicks it off, then back on.
I don't touch the banner.
It's a good policy to have.
It's not in my job
point because I don't know if Kelly's caught on to that one or not, but
yeah, we were watching the election a little bit earlier with my kids, and the only thing that they found interesting was like laughing at some of the like real weird looking people that they get up. Because like the popular parties generally have like someone who's like kind of normal looking, but then the fringe parties, they kind of take whoever they can get, and some of those people are weird.
Okay, so Western Standard I saw a thumbnail that they had Maxime Bernier on there, and I'm sorry. Okay, he's like we've talked before, like the platform and that, but he looked borderline homeless in that thumbnail. I don't know.
I've never actually seen the guy speak, so when you mentioned he was on Peterson's podcast, I went and tried watching him. Like, oh my god, this guy's way more Quebec than I thought he was.
I didn't even watch it. I was just listening to it. And when I mentioned the other day, only 2 minutes in there. After that, no, listen to the first 22 minutes and then just because I
didn't make it that far. I'm not a very patient man. unless he collapses or something amazing happens in the first 5 minutes, I'm out. Yeah. But maybe I have to watch it again after this. We'll see, depending on how oh man, now that block still didn't get their seat back. Okay, well, I'm not changing it yet.
I still see 24-9, so
I got 25-9.
25-9 is what I see as well.
So because Lyle can't, I don't get this. Maybe you guys will get it. But Lyle just asked me, why are you talking about Palestine? Talk about Venezuela.
Talk about Venezuela. Also NA.
Yeah.
It's a country like thousands of kilometers away from us.
Yeah. Like Venezuela, that they were
poorly.
Free, and then within 10 years, they were basically pulled down, lockdown, economic collapse. And yeah, I mean, you
can make pretty much any economy run if you got like a crap ton of oil fueling it.
Thing is, they have a crap ton of oil, but they changed their government and now they're in the shitter.
Yeah. Weren't able to survive low oil prices. Yeah. Big humanitarian disaster. That's all I know about that. And that's all secondhand or third-hand information.
So just so you guys know, Lyle said he's just going to text me. So if he comments, I'm just going to read it on through text. He said we're heading the same way. And I hate to say it, but I feel like we quite potentially could be. But I mean, tonight's not about that. We're hopeful tonight.
I'm hopeful.
The country is left leaning. Like Canada, the whole country is left leaning. If you look at the vote total, the only reason why the Conservatives are even close most of the time is because the left is split between the NDP and the Liberal Party and Green Party. That's why the
Conservatives struggle so hard, because you look at how the seats are broken up. Like, as far as the system, I think give every province the same number of seats, whether it's 4, 5, 10, 100, whatever. Give every province the exact same number of seats. I think that's truly the only way we're going to have equal representation between the different demographics across this country. Because popular vote isn't going to do it. Or our current system isn't going to do it.
Less at the federal level, more at the provincial level. Federal, like, what do you really need done across the country? Military? Yeah, okay. We don't want like Alberta military and BC military. That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, you need a national military.
Yeah. There's international relations. Yeah, you know. I like Sean's comment there. Yeah. This isn't where I park my car. It's a gun show talking about politics as if we know what we're talking about, which we do not.
Yeah.
But if there was more power at the provincial and municipal level and less at the federal level, we would be able to deploy the solutions that we needed or that we felt we needed. And if any one province or municipality did a terrible job and went way too far in one direction or the other, we'd find out. They'd fail.
Mhm.
When it's done at the federal level, there's no failure possibility. It ruins it.
Absolutely. And actually, you know what? Let's start with firearms laws. Make that provincial.
I agree, but
living in Quebec, I'm not so thrilled about that.
Well, you're screwed anyways, because as soon as the Liberal Party enacts that which province wants to ban handguns, we'll give you $1 billion. Like, that's going bad for you.
Yeah, I'll be doing slingshot IPSC matches. So
yeah. So that's
so
it's kind of all
that's way too fast.
Yeah, instead of steel, we'll have like cardboard cutouts to knock down and stuff. Paper plates and things like that.
Yeah. Toronto has 25 seats when Ontario has 106. Yeah. That must just be like regular Toronto, not like Greater Toronto.
28-10-1 now.
28-9 is what I see. I will update it. I'll update it now since we've got a couple
Here's
more
one
in there.
that's gonna strike some stuff up. Well, maybe, potentially. I don't agree with it, but Candace Bergen should step up as leader of CPC.
I don't know enough about what she's done.
She's good, but the one I wanted, and it's too bad he stepped down from the race, was Polyev.
Yeah, Pierre Polyev, yeah.
Pierre, if he had stuck in that, he would have, I believe he would have won the leadership race, and he probably would have taken this election, I think. That's my personal opinion.
Yeah.
O'Toole's done way better than I thought he did. Like when they first brought him in, I'm like, they brought this guy in to lose. Like, he won the leadership, but he's not going to win the federal election.
For a short campaign run up, he did a good job getting out there.
Way more vocal than Scheer was.
Yeah.
Scheer just kind of sat back and just, I was very disappointed with Scheer's performance, but yeah, O'Toole's been definitely more vocal and
31-11. Ugh.
Is that a bunch of Quebec seats?
I would think so, yeah.
How are they supposed to be doing in Quebec?
Yeah, I've got 31-10-1.
Take a look at 338 Canada and see how it was supposed to go in Quebec. Oh man, their website's so slow right now. Probably got like millions of people.
It's gonna crash.
On the $1 billion offer, how much tax revenue would it take to offset to make it a no-brainer for provinces to say no thanks? HST, PST, what's the crossover point? Short-term gain, long-term loss? Well, the difference is that this is federal money. So like they take the money from everyone and then they only give it back to the people who do what they want them to do. So it is the province's money already that they're collecting, that they're just not giving back.
Exactly.
So the Liberals were projected to get 35 seats in Quebec, and the Bloc were projected to get 31.
35.
So they are gonna pick up a whole bunch. CBC are supposed to pick up 10 or 11 in Quebec. Let's see. Do I got to update the ticker now? Yes. 31-11. BQ 1.
Oh,
NDP with nothing.
Yeah, it's kind of surprising.
Bernadette Jordan's trailing in the polls, about to lose her seat.
Who is now?
Bernadette Jordan, South Shore St. Margaret's. She's trailing 41 to 36% right now. And she's the incumbent. She's a liberal, about to lose her seat. Good show.
That's percent, or is that like raw votes?
That's percentage of the vote right now.
Oh wow, okay, that's enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're showing lineups in Toronto right now on the CBC, saying it's like really long.
Yeah, and they say, if you're in the lineup, you get to vote.
Yeah, I just pre-voted like a couple days ago. It was super easy. There was still a lineup, but Wasn't bad.
I went this afternoon at round 2, and there's no lineup.
We dropped Gage off at school, went and voted. Maybe I shouldn't say it, but went in there, voted with no mask, no hassle, with my RPAL. They tried to tell my wife.
Nice.
And
you drove there in your pickup truck, and did you have jean cutoff shorts when you rolled in there?
No, I didn't have the Daisy Dukes on. It was a little chilly.
Oh, come on! So. You're gonna go all in. You got to go all in.
But Crystal went in there, and they tried. This was really funny because she's talking, and they had her cross off in the list. Well, did you advance polls? Like, well, no, I didn't. Well, did your husband vote for you? He's standing behind me. You can ask him if you want, but I'm pretty sure because he's standing here that he didn't.
Honey, so which one am I supposed to vote for again?
She had to make a declaration saying she didn't pre-vote, but yeah, and like she hates when I do this because I do it all the time. No, I'm not going to volunteer the mask, but if you ask me nicely, yeah, okay, I'll throw the mask on. Nobody said a thing, and I was actually very impressed by that. That was awesome.
Not in your part of the country.
No, I would have been tackled to the ground if I had been in there without a
tased multiple times before you even touched
show
the
your
ground.
Papers.
Yeah. Oh,
pepper sprayed on the way down.
Yeah.
No, that's a parting gift. They still let you vote, but they pepper spray you on your way out.
Yeah. Thanks for coming. Come again.
Yeah. No, a couple times I forgot to put the mask on as I was going into a store, and then I realized, and I'm like, I get the looks, and then I'm like, oh, the mask, and then I go back to the car, grab it, put it back on, we'll go back inside. Yeah.
We must be getting into Quebec now because I'm seeing 36-12 for 1.
I'm seeing 36-14.
NDP
14.
has 1. Block has 4. That's what you were voting for, right, Mo? Was the Block? Could be from
absolutely.
Quebec.
Yeah.
NDP one, green one. Man, I'm not writing down green one until they got more than a dozen votes.
Yeah,
seems like a waste of time to me. It's gonna have to take that away later. There's some people who really want the Green Party to win that are watching.
Wow, the Green Party.
It's gonna hurt their feelings. No, we don't have any Green Party viewers.
There, Mo. There's my wife.
It looks for me too.
In my defense, it looks. Maybe it is the looks. Maybe that's why they didn't say anything because they're like, yeah, no, we're not gonna say anything. I don't know. I asked him a couple times, "Is my pen okay? Like, I don't want to use your pencil. I want to use my pen that's in my pocket."
I brought my own pen.
I used my trigger trainer.
Hey, everybody.
Hey, Kelly.
Hey, Kelly.
Kelly's here.
Yay! Oh, hey! I'm trying to do this with the phone. Anyways, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Live from the patio, it's Kelly.
It's live from the patio. Reporting live from Tracy Wilson's patio. Okay, just give me a second. You guys are live. All right. Just say hi to everybody on Slapfire.
Hey guys, how are you?
Hello.
At
Good.
the Wilson compound, watching the election results roll in.
Yeah.
Say
What are you
everybody.
guys' thoughts so far? Hey.
Anyways, hi.
Hi.
So I thought I'd stop in and say hi. We're up
Hi.
so far. We're up 5 seats, but it's 38-16 with 4 Bloc Québécois and 1 NDP. So far, it's a little better than we anticipated. So that's good.
Okay, that's good to hear that I don't remember what we were at this point last year or last time, so that's good.
We're outside. I have my hoodie on. I'm freezing, but anyways. So, but yeah, we're watching it roll in on the TV out here. So, anyways, I'll drop in occasionally. Hi, everybody. That's about it. Just wanted to say hi.
Cool.
All right. Enjoy.
All
How many apple moonshines are you so far, or is it red wine?
Red wine.
Red wine.
How many bottles?
How many? No boxes. How far into the box are you?
No.
How many boxes? How many boxes of wine have you had this evening, ma'am?
Boxes. Just one more. Yeah, just bottles.
Is it at crates now?
Okay.
No.
All right. I'll pop in a little
Okay.
later, guys.
Okay, bye.
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 That is our what do you call it?
Reporter
Correspondent,
in the field, as Richard Lee would call it.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Reporter in the field.
Yeah, we have reporters all across Canada.
Mostly Alberta, Quebec, and Ontario. Mostly. Well, maybe some in New Brunswick and that kind of thing.
Do we have any friends in Nunavut that we can talk to?
So this could turn bad. So we need to make a rule right now. Do texts Harper's count?
Do they know the game?
Yes, he knows the game. Every time Harper is called, we take a shot. He knows it.
has to show up somewhere else, or someone who doesn't know the game has to text Harper in. Otherwise, no work tomorrow.
40-17-4.
But you know what? For that one, Lyle, I will take one for you.
There we go. 40-17-4. 1 green. Okay, I'll put the greens 1 in there now.
Why not? Give the green some love.
Yeah.
What I should do is put like code names in for these people, for the parties, instead of just like the short ones there. If you want to keep track of the election while listening to the inane chatter, newsinteractives.cbc.ca. Well, you don't have to watch our show, Anthony, if you feel that way about our show. No, I think he's talking about the CBC. What's the Harper game? Oh. Well, we're supposed to be playing. Anytime it gets mentioned on any of the streams, we all take a shot.
Yeah. People are trying to game it, and we, up until this point, we've been compliant, but yeah, no. I'm actually impressed that we haven't heard that on one of the broadcasts.
It might have come by and I just didn't notice on the CBC because I just have it muted right now. That's how I like to listen to the CBC radio as well.
19,
Muted,
42,
yeah.
19.
Yeah, that's the best way. I like to watch CBC by watching something else.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they're showing like a Vaughan, Ontario, which actually where I'm originally from, with huge lineups outside of I guess that's a high school or whatever, but it's like huge lineups of people waiting to get in.
Yeah. Well, it's gonna go long, especially like they said, the polls are gonna take longer because of the restrictions in place. Like there's less polling booths, there's less people working there. It's gonna take a while.
Sorry if any of our listeners are polling workers either, but the polling workers are like not the sharpest tools in the shed either. They're like slow cogs in my area. It's nothing's happening fast.
Well, Crystal's situation was different, but I have no complaints with the polling workers, so I'll counter Adriel and
maybe your polling workers are better out there.
I can't have any complaints. They without even question, let me walk in without a mask and vote, so I can have zero complaints about them. They were really great to deal with.
My experience was good too.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they let you do that in Edmonton too, because I seem to remember like you have to have a mask or stay 2 meters apart. I'm pretty sure that was the thing.
42-21.
No, they were doing you're just staying 2 meters apart. They had the stickers, and Crystal and Buddy went to vote, and Crystal stepped up to the line. They had a line. Please stand behind the line. No, stand back on your dot, please, because, well, he had to bring his ballot back. But no, they were doing the dots and that. But no, I'm actually really happy that they weren't pressing that issue. Like I wasn't going to cause a scene, but I'm really happy they weren't pressing that. They're just, oh, okay, yeah, you're here to vote. Okay, cool. There you go. Go over there.
Mm-hmm. Does ball need to be oiled every once in a while in this thing?
I've never oiled my ball, but on the same token, I don't have the shaft with the ball, so.
What are we talking about? Shafts, balls, oiling? What's happening here?
Do your balls ever get rusty? I don't see any rust on it, but there's a little bit of wear on these balls. I was thinking about oiling them up.
Wear or neglect?
Both. Let's see. We got some more comments in here. Only if it squeaks. Yeah, I don't hear any squeaking out of it. It's still got some paint on there, so I don't really like the shaft on these ones because it is awkward. It's cold too on like a really cold October day. It gets in there.
You're gonna make me go out to the truck and grab my release and a couple arrows. In fact,
my arrows are not very.
I'm gonna take a bathroom break anyway, so
all right.
I will be back.
We'll be here.
These radio weave, and these are 1 million years old too, but they're reusable. You can shoot multiple deer with them. Or me. Oh, I like it. Oh, third person view.
Oh, hey guys.
Let's get. Okay, I'm updating. 1 second here. 4420.
I just saw 4422 6.
631.
23. All right. Let's
Welcome
do this.
to Innuendo Radio.
Innuendo, yeah. CPC's gaining ground.
Is this gaining? I guess it is, isn't it?
I think so, yeah.
It's hard to tell. I'd like to see, rather than just like whatever they're doing right now, just compare it to like what was projected on 338 or something.
Yeah.
Like, are we ahead of or directly on track for projections? Because if we're directly on track for projections, fantastic. We know where the evening's going to end. Kyle's asking, what do you think of the Type 81 LMGs without the bipod and carry handle? Personal views with and without. I think without the bipod and the carry handle, it's just a Type 81, isn't it? Not really much of an LMG. I guess it's got that barrel difference.
They sold out the tactical imports, the ones that we talked about last week, the special editions. So, because I kept checking it, and then eventually it was just sold out. I'm like,
I think they're already selling for more because that's a gun that has been chronically scalped in Canada. So like they sell tactical imports, sells them for $1,200 or something reasonable, and then they all get bought out and they crank the price up to like $1,500 like right away.
That's right.
I think that's where we're at right now as well. I think they're cool guns. I think that Valor was really cool.
Did you test a regular one or just the LMG?
Yeah, regular LMG, both. They're cool. Okay. I like the drum sights on them. Those are neat. I don't like that so it's got like the U and then it's got a cover over top. I don't really like that on the rear sight.
Oh, okay.
If I had one permanently, I would zip that off, get it out of the way.
So, there's a release. No shaft, nice and flaccid.
Flaccid?
It's floppy now, but wait till you see when you start pulling on it.
Oh yeah. It's all action. It's not for show, it's just for action.
Yeah.
Like, this is how short this thing is when it's on my wrist. Like, that's where it sits. But then when it's amazing how much this stretches, and it's just right there.
Yeah. And the floppy ones are easy to get out of the way when you're like climbing a ladder or something like that. They don't clang against the ladder or steps or whatever.
But yeah, this is the Bowtech Assassin, which was ready, aim, kill Bowtech's thing. But so,
you've replaced everything on there.
Slide stabilizer, and the ripcord. So when you draw, it just drops out of the way. And that's nice setup.
Lots of pins, yeah.
5 pins, so I'm good out to 60, and I've actually figured out my 70-yard hold on this too, which I'm not going to use for hunting, but it's nice to practice for target shooting and just to practice for hunting on the longer distances.
Mm-hmm. Well, like you said, you did 3D archery there too, so yeah, it's handy, right? How many pins have I got? 4. I got a 4 pin set.
I know I showed the broadheads on stream on one show, but here this is what they look like on the arrow. Those are my new iron wills.
They look deadly.
Yeah. Still yet to draw blood though. Bugging me.
Mine work.
Yeah. You were saying you were running the Montec, or no, you were running something different.
I had Montec.
I have a couple Montec G5s in there as well, because I only had the 3 iron wills, so just filled it out with the G-Tech or G5.
Yeah, I had those for a while. And
Montec G5s. Yeah.
I think they're just too expensive. I think maybe the Muzzies were like, I got like a 6-pack or something like that of them. I am cheap.
Like the Montecs, I can't even remember how much they were, but yeah, the iron wills were more expensive, but some of the people I follow and just looking at everything, like I'm so excited to actually see how they work, because they're supposed to be absolutely deadly.
I imagine you shoot a deer or a moose or something like that, it's going to die.
Yeah, because with the G5 it did, and the iron wills are supposed to be even better.
Mm-hmm. It's like rifle bullets, though. With rifle bullets, like anything in the boiler room, and it does job. If you're going to shoot something like suboptimal, then you need like a little bit more performance. But I feel like with most, like you get like a 60-ish pound draw on a modern compound bow. You put a broadhead of some kind in the front, and it's going to kill whatever you throw it through.
See, I like adjusting for, like, say you pull a shot or it moves and you end up hitting that shoulder bone.
Performance on bone,
you know, like especially with archery, you don't always have that perfect shot. So planning for failure, I don't typically advocate for, but on certain things, like, you're not gonna make, especially with hunting. Like, I'm not saying go out there with the biggest gun in your closet by any means. I mean, I'll go out elk hunting with a 25-06. I know my limit. I'm not shooting an elk further than 400 yards, and even at that point, like, that's pushing. Like, there better be a damn good elk out there at 400 yards for me to take that shot, and it's got to be a perfect shot for me to take that. But know the limits. And
stay within them.
Know where you
sounds like an alcohol ad now. Know the limits.
Home. I got
stay within them.
Drive responsible.
Drive responsibly.
Yeah.
Shoot your elk with enough gun.
Yeah. Well, that's part of that whole ethical hunting thing. Like,
I wouldn't drop a 243 round on an elk,
and what you can get away with.
Yeah, I wouldn't use like a 243 at like 400. I would use. I might use a 308. I'm gonna use a 30-06 at 400.
Yeah, there's enough energy there. Why not?
Not with like a light bullet, but like a lot of the like the outside chances. Like, you just don't run like a dumb setup, and it'll be fine. So don't run like a 30-06 with like a 147 grain soft point out to 400, because it's light and you're not going to have a lot of energy, right? You're going to run something far range, run something a little bit heavier that's going to have that energy. Make sure that you can make that shot. You know the drop on it. Make sure that you can just either judge the distance really well, or you've just got a laser rangefinder. Ideally, a laser rangefinder that you range it and it tells you what the adjustment is, and you've got like you've got your PRS rifle, and you just go click it up and send it, and you're on, right?
Yeah, for sure.
That's asking a little bit much though for hunting. Just shoot it within 300 and make sure you're set it for maximum point blank range, and you're good to go.
I mean, I always got the rangefinder, even with archery. I think it's critical for archery hunting.
I do ribbons.
You still got to be good at judging distance, because you don't always get a chance to put up the rangefinder and see what you're sitting at.
I do ribbons. Well, I only hunt the same spots though, so I've got different colored ribbons, and I'll just put them on a tree. 20, 30, 40. I don't care anything past there. And I'll put a couple of those, and I'll laze the tree stand from a couple different spots, and it's just so quick. Then you can look and you can see, it's at the green ribbon. It's time. Okay, close range, right?
For sure.
You know where to hold over on.
Like, if you're in a tree stand and you're just sitting there, not walking around, absolutely. You get up in the tree stand. Okay, there's a tree there. I see that bundle over there. Get a range and see where everything's sitting at.
Wait, I've got it backwards. The NDP is leading. I'm not changing those around. I'm just going to do that.
I'm seeing 66-30, 9 for NDP, 7 for block, 1 for green.
Yeah,
okay, so you're ahead of me because I got 65-28, 9-7-1.
Yeah, somewhere around there.
Yeah.
They're going to fly around all over.
They're going to, yeah.
Because it says the BC polls will close in 3 minutes, so we're going to be getting...
Richard Lee, sounds like Adriel wants an integrated rangefinder scope system with Bluetooth link.
If it can fire as well.
You forgot something there, Richard, because he wants it to weigh less than 10 pounds. Like, ideally about 2-3 pounds.
I need it on a tablet too. And if it can be with the magic thing where I just tap on the tablet, or I'll just put it down. My kids are really good at like video gaming, that kind of thing. I'll just put it down in the blind to like tap the deer in the kill zone, and then the gun just fires itself. That'd be awesome.
Yeah. Now that being said, I do like the idea of like rangefinders, bow sights, binoculars that integrate the rangefinders, but they end up being so damn heavy.
Oh, my rangefinder tells me the drop, and I just dial it on the scope. That's the scopes that adjust seem not reliable enough or too bulky and heavy, like on the gun. Because every once in a while, it's like, oh, there's a deer at 25. I gotta very quietly and carefully move the gun, and have like a big chunky. I say that, but I've run my 6-24 by 56 on my hunting rifle before. I've run heavy barrel 14-pound setups as a deer rifle before. I probably will this year. I think my deer rifle setup is about 10 pounds. It's that 6.5 Maverick with a decent scope on it. Yeah,
I'm having a hard time finding a stock to go with that proof barrel.
A stock, like you want like a carbon fiber stock, or
no, at this point I don't care. I'm trying to find a stock that will accommodate how big that proof barrel is. Wildcat Customs can't do it. It's too big for their mold. I think I might have found something, but on the same token, they don't list their dimensions, but it's out of Germany where you're waiting 2 months for your stock, and they are not cheap.
Have you thought about hogging out the barrel channel on, I don't know, whatever you got?
I've thought about that. Like, I almost actually ordered a Boyd's because that's all wood, so I can carve that out. And that's, I think, what I'm almost down to, because I think with the structure of the Wildcat, it's not really an option because I don't know, just the structure of how they make their stocks. I can't say for sure. Just I know.
Do you want to do anything crazy like MDT? Do you want to do like an aluminum chassis, or are you thinking just fiber?
Well, it was either that or go chassis setup. But a hunting rifle, I kind of wanted to stay away from. I wanted to stay away from a chassis setup.
It's bulky. A pistol grip's never like a good option for something that's got to go in and out of blinds and trucks and bushes and all that kind of crap.
Yeah, like I love a chassis system. When I finally build my PRS gun, it's going to be a chassis system more likely than not. It's going to be like an MDS setup. But for my hunting rifle, I kind of wanted that classic stock, just make it look nice, sleek, have some lightweight.
Well, yeah, if you had a proof carbon fiber barrel, you'd probably want a fiberglass stock or something, right? Please talk about RC cars.
I know nothing about RC cars, sorry.
I got a couple I'm building, but no, I don't want to talk about them.
I don't do the RC car thing.
So KRG Bravo makes a great chassis for hunting. I'll have to check them out. Actually, I'll pull up another window and check them out.
Oh, looks like I got to update the banner. More stuff coming in. I don't know if it's good or bad because, like, again, we need to know where the projections were.
Yeah, it would be good to know how it was at this point in 2019,
or where it was projected to be. Because if we knew where it was projected to be, then we could tell: is it going? Are there any changes right now? Right?
Yeah.
compared to where it should be.
I'll do this.
Mm-hmm.
Because I actually have up the stocks I was looking at. They're German gun shop. And they look pretty nice. I can even on the fore end get my lunatic whatever done up on there and everything, and they look like a pretty nice setup. But you just
like
gotta
an
wait, and like I
adjustable
said, they're
riser.
not cheap. Like you're probably looking $1,000 to $1,500 for a stock. Like
does Cadex make a stock for that one? Does Cadex make a stock for that? Like their Nuke Evo or something like that? I was looking at the one you had up there, that German sport one.
Does Cadex make a non-chassis stock?
Yeah, the Nuke Evo is semi-chassis stock, and it's got an adjustable cheek rest on it. Cadex. Let's pull that micro chassis is what they call that one. I will share my screen, and we'll look at Cadex's military style website. But I think it's neat, and I did try one of these. Yeah, so it's a micro chassis. So there's aluminum chassis in there, but it's not the whole thing. Most of it's plastic, which is good because it's not heavy and bulky and whatnot. It doesn't have that pistol grip. It's just got a semi pistol grip. Yeah. The spring-loaded cheek rest there.
So Cadex is going to absolutely hate this, but that looks very similar-ish to the Magpul, their latest, what is it, 700 Pro chassis system?
Yeah, these guys were making it.
Like I said, I know Cadex is going to absolutely hate being compared to that, but I mean, it's, yeah.
Now, I'm pretty sure these are for REM 700s, though. I don't know if they make it for the Tika or not. Probably not.
Okay.
Can I do that? Tundra Strike. Oh, there's a hunting style.
Yeah.
I didn't know this was a thing. Probably also REM 700. Yeah, CDXR7, REM 700 clones.
That's the problem. There's lots of options for the 700. It's like the AR for the bolt action world.
That platform, yeah. Even though if you were to make a REM 700 platform rifle, you wouldn't include a single Remington part in it.
No, absolutely not. Like,
unless you like that
PRS rifle was going to start out as my 22 250, but even then, eventually there wouldn't be a Remington part on there.
Mm-hmm. Rustington part.
Rustington.
Yeah.
I hated Remington before it was popular to hate Remington. Just saying.
You were early on the hate.
So did I. I hated the Versamax from the word go, and people still love it for some odd reason.
Soft shooting. It's very soft shooting, and it's $1,000
because it weighs 10 pounds.
Yes, yeah, the weight helps. Yeah. What do we got here? Oh, it flips. It's flipping all over the place right now. I'm not updating this thing until they've got some more votes in there.
Yeah.
Oh, we had GRS is what Jason's recommending. GRSriflestocks.com. GRS Bifrost. Fancy. Winter's coming.
AR for the bolt action world. We are now enacting an OIC to ban high power sniper rifles. Yay.
Oh, that's interesting.
Who's doing that? Or is that just because of us? I'll share my screen and we'll look at this the Bifrost. It's more curvy than some of those other ones.
It is
brand
very interesting looking. It's that is I'll be honest, I don't know how I feel about that. Like, that is a very interesting looking stock.
I don't like the look of it. I don't like what's going on here, whatever that is. but it does have QD sling swivels up front and both push button and studs. Push button at the back isn't quite in the right place for Maple Seed, but maybe. What's going on with that pistol grip? It's kind of like a blade style, like some of those.
World. We are now enacting an OIC to ban high-powered sniper rifles.
Where are you seeing that?
You. It was a joke.
I see.
Yeah, I hope that doesn't turn to bite us, Richard, for sure.
Torque at the 46 inch pounds. Okay. Neat. I think I would. Looks like that's swappable at the front there. There's a stud at the front. Looks like you can swap that out.
For, you can put a rail on there for sure.
A rail or something like that. Yeah. I much prefer the rail for the bipod.
I mean, thanks for Jason for putting that out there. I have it up, but I don't know. Like that is different. That is different.
Different in a good way or not a good way?
It's
good to have an option.
I kind of don't like it, but I do like different. As like, I don't know what I feel like about it.
Because they have other options. They have other stock models.
Oh, we had
laminate,
a bunch.
composite.
Like there was was it MDT made a hunting rifle chassis. Avid CNC. Richard posted. There was a few that come in there as soon as I mentioned that. So, I mean, I'm pulling them up. No,
Ragnarok, long range competition. That's your typical like AR style. The Warg. Man, a lot of these are very Game of Thrones.
Seeing the seat count is depressing.
Okay, so I think Richard was just telling me to buy a CNC and make my own. Because Avid CNC, it is CNC machines. So
you just download the
that's
plan.
what you were intending, Richard. Well, I've looked, not Avids, but I've been looking at them before, and unfortunately I don't have the space right now or the money. So thank you though.
But this is how this part of the country goes, right? Like once it gets to Saskatchewan and Alberta, it's pretty much all CPC. BC is like, I don't know, a bunch of NDP seats and some LPC and some CPC for the rural areas.
Yeah, I'd be like to see at this point if they actually put like gains and losses up there.
They were doing it earlier, but I haven't seen it in a while.
It's probably because they're showing results for like one of them, 127 votes versus 93 votes. Like they don't have it's not statistically strong enough to call a lot of those.
It's too early, yeah.
20,000 US for one of the CNCs. So yeah.
For the CNC or the CNC machine stock?
The CNC machine.
Oh wow. The 20K can't get you a very good CNC though.
Give me two.
Yeah, that can't be a very
actually
good
it is
one.
a bargain for those CNC machines. So
Richard says for gains and losses, see halfway down. Use enter. One of you guys already pulling that up?
No, I can't.
No, I heard
then.
you typing, so
that's because I've got this super loud mechanical keyboard. What do you say? Halfway down? Liberals are up 7. Conservatives are down 5. So what it's got for gains and losses. Yep.
Ouch.
It's not enough to get a majority.
Still discouraging.
Yeah. I mean, like, just kind of heading into this, we knew that the likely thing to happen was that the Liberals would get a minority.
Yeah.
And what does that mean for us with a Liberal minority?
Yeah, maybe that would be worth talking about.
Same?
Status quo or more bans coming?
How long would they stay in power before having to do an election again? 2 years?
Yeah.
2 years is enough time. 2 years is enough time
in 2 years.
Something.
More of the same. If they got a majority, it'd be a lot faster. Now it's going to be in my mind, more drawn out. And yeah, I don't know. But we'll have another election in 2 years if it keeps going the way that it goes.
Well, I kind of disagree with you guys. So, like, one of our commenters is saying, worst case scenario, we end up in the same position we're in right now. I would say no. The worst case would be in 2 years, the Liberals get their municipal handgun ban thing rolling, and they put that in because the other parties support them. We lose the voting block of handgun owners in Toronto, Vancouver, Montreal, etc. They all go away because they have their handguns banned, and they lose interest in it. And next election after that, we have a lot of people who just don't care about guns anymore, for the other parties and for the Conservatives. So that's probably like the strategically worst thing that can happen to us. Like, there's a lot of little things. Oh, Liberals could like ban 10 LAR mags, and now we got to use like 5-rounders. Okay, well, I guess that's a pain in the ass, right? Like that's a possibility. Yeah. They could ban what else was in their platform there? The rest of it was like little pain in the ass things. The strategically worst thing that could happen is that we lose voting blocks of people in these very populous cities who potentially may have voted for the Conservatives to keep their guns, and now will have no reason to anymore.
Yeah, well, besides the fact they've been inquiring, they've been looking for feedback on banning the hunting rifles and that as well, which that's their pipe dream. They've been inquiring on it. It's years out from them, I think, being able to actually put something forward on that. But
depends what
if they win a majority, then it wouldn't be, I don't think.
Nah, I don't think hunting rifle is ever going to be on the cards. Maybe all semi-autos. That's been on the platform before. All handguns, all semi-autos. Yeah. Both of those have been floated.
Of any type, yeah.
Which that would be the end of IPSC and
end of IPSC,
the re-gun. And yes. I'm wearing my 3-gun t-shirt tonight.
I'm wearing my jersey hoodie tonight. So
yeah, because this is what I stand to lose. And again, that's if the Liberals get in, ban handguns in, I don't know, Quebec and Ontario and maybe BC and that kind of thing. Doesn't affect me for one election cycle, but likely the one right after that strategically is going to be a bad time for gun owners.
So Richard Lee asks, does a minority give us more time to educate the masses to make it politically more unattractive? You say about handgun ban, but was it not just a ban on storage at home as a condition of license? If so, would central storage in Ontario be the next step? I would say no. He was giving municipalities the opportunity to just ban handguns, period, within city limits.
Outright, yeah.
Which, I mean, maybe if the cities were given the power, maybe they would just do a handgun ban. Maybe they do central storage or some other nonsense. I would just imagine they would just do a straight up ban.
And as far as educating the masses, we've had 6 years of nothing but scandal and like the worst liberal lies and just hypocrisy that we've actually seen. And people still
vote for them.
They still vote against the Conservative
Thank you.
Party.
I was trying to find words. I don't think
they're even voting for the Liberals.
Without just going off on a tangent there. Like, people are still voting for him after the last 6 years of nothing but scandal and, forgive me, but bullshit. Mm-hmm. How much more education can we do when he's doing the education himself?
Well, I think they were talking about like gun education and that kind of thing, and I just don't think that people.
Well, the mass doesn't care about the guns. That's why we weren't trying to make it an election.
Not until you can get more gun owners or get more competition shooters.
They don't care about guns until you start saying we're going to allow more guns into the system.
Yeah,
it's not a major issue for most voters, I don't think.
It is not.
Yeah. One of our commenters there, Buckshot Kid, whatever happened to the PCV 50 Beowulf magazine? They're still out there. They're manufactured strictly for 50 Beowulf. The RCMP believes that they are dual use, which is not in the criminal code. It's just some opinion they have. But they're of the opinion that they're prohibited. Yeah, they're of the opinion that those are prohibited. I believe the last thing I saw is they're of the opinion that the alarm mags are prohibited as well, but they're just not doing anything about them.
Yeah. Okay.
And we have
they actually pulled the trigger on the 458 SOCOM, or are they leaving those alone for now?
I don't think they've done anything on those yet. But keep in mind, like a lot of like the cross mags are manufactured domestically, so the RCMP having an opinion on those ones doesn't have any impact because we make them here. Yeah, so they can't block them at the border for spurious reasons.
Yeah. So mag manufacturers, locally produced 50 Beowulf, go.
Well, Press Check Ventures was making them.
Yeah, sure the Press Check Ventures were making them, and they were not good.
They would sell the stuff to a buyer. I know them.
Yeah, I've used them.
Make them out of different plastic.
It's great that they were local. I really wanted to like them, but they did not work. After a little bit, like they were a cheap. I don't know what it was, whether it was a cheap polymer or what. They just didn't work.
Yeah, mine worked, but I didn't put a lot of wear into them before I got my my metal ones.
Yeah,
which I have since
I actually
sold.
tried them from the metal ones. Like I had the metal ones, and my dad actually got them and tried them out. And like I said, Canadian company producing them, wanted to absolutely love them and buy a crap ton of them. Couldn't do it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and they're not making them anymore because, well, it's risky. It's risky to do that kind of thing. Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. And now you can't get any of them in country. Just the 458 SOCOM ones. And the cross mags, I guess.
Yeah.
I hope, like, if that goes through, I hope it's not like it has to be 5-round length as well, because a 5-round length mag for an AR goes into the mag well.
Yeah.
You can't strip them out.
No.
Or, okay, ignore the AR. For a WK, it still goes all the way into the mag well.
So here's a funny one for you. What if they went, so do you remember the whole hex mag thing?
Yep. Yeah.
Okay.
Wasn't labeled properly.
Listeners / watchers. So hex mag, and there was a company,
Burton's,
local to me, Barton's,
yeah,
had distributorship of hex mag. Worked with hex mag to bring in pistol AR polymer mags. They were great mags. They had a shortened spring, like they were California, Colorado compliant mags, and had a plastic block. You pulled out the block, the mag didn't work. They were allowed in, but then a certain company, which I'm actually not going to name, notorious for trying to backdoor other companies, but I'm not going to name them, decided they wanted to, instead of going through somebody who already had a distributorship, decided to bring them in. They went to the lab, weren't allowed because the block was not good enough. They wanted to see a rivet in there instead of a block and a shortened spring. Like you have to buy parts to make it full capacity instead of just drilling out a rivet. That's how stupid our laws are. Now, how funny is it if that becomes the definition of permanent pinning or capacity limiting is that you have this shortened spring when they've already said that wasn't good enough.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
They're already declaring a liberal win.
Minority or majority?
Oh my God. What time is it?
No, they're not calling it yet. Polls reporting 5 out of 279.
Yeah, but statistically, you can get enough of a feeling of where the wind's blowing to give you the news will try to call it as fast as possible. They'll try to call it as fast as reasonably
they always
possible.
Want to be the first one. Yeah.
So they kind of race for that, but they like you can see which way the wind is blowing on some of this kind of stuff, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
Now, majority or minority? That's what I'm interested in because
if the PPC makes a dent in the West, we could be.
I don't think
we
they
could
will.
be looking at a majority.
You know what? I don't think it's the PPC in the West we need to worry about. I think it's the PPC in the East and see how many votes they took away from the cons.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the major part.
Because most of the seats in the West are blowout CPC. There's a couple
called.
in Edmonton.
Yeah.
What's that?
It's already called. I can't believe that. 10:20.
Well,
or Eastern time.
Yeah, that's
wow,
quite early.
Yeah, that does seem quite early.
Edmonton Mill Woods, Tim Uppel, Edmonton West, blowout for Kelly. Come on, give me some more Edmonton. I just want to see. There's a couple of ridings in Edmonton that I'm just a little bit curious about. St. Albert, Edmonton.
Yeah, because I'm not seeing it being called on global yet.
But
I mean, the numbers don't look good on global, but
yeah,
I don't see them calling
for
it.
the Conservatives to be down 6 and the Liberal to be up 6. It's not like they're going to gain like 30 or 40 or whatever.
This is,
you can call it with 10% of the polls. So like you can use statistical significance calculations with a sampling of the population and be able to call it. Calling it doesn't make a difference. Calling it is just like, we think it's going this, we think it's going this way, and we're reasonably
on the
sure.
line saying this is what's going to be. And you know what? If you want to have the cojones to do that, then fine. Like, I mean, obviously there's samples, but I don't know, man. Like, I don't like
you can use a confidence
thought of it being
calculation.
called so soon.
You can use a confidence calculation to check this kind of things. Now, where you get into trouble with that is when votes, like different ways of voting, get counted differently. If you guys remember the last U.S. election, they counted in-person votes first, and then mail-in like came in lumps afterwards. So like early on in the night, it looked like Trump was going to win in the U.S. like a blowout. But then by later, those mail-in ballots started getting counted, and then it flipped entirely. So I'm not sure how they're doing the counting. If they're counting the regular votes, or if they're counting mail-ins or advanced polling, or if they just lump it all together.
Tonight, they said they weren't counting mail-ins.
Yeah, that's
tonight.
right. That's right.
How many mail-ins did they get?
I think it was like 1 million mail-in.
1 million?
Yeah.
Maybe that'll make a difference in some places. That only makes a difference
in some places.
if,
Overall, I don't think it's going to make much of a difference.
Well, it depends on who does that and where the voting's doing that. So if like in the U.S., mail-ins were primarily Democrats. So like they were overwhelmingly Democrats. So that changed the election quite a bit. In Canada, it could be different.
Very overwhelming.
It could change things in Canada here too, if our mail-in votes are quite different. But I don't like in the U.S. It was right in the middle of a pandemic, kind of like it is right now. But I think right now,
okay, so
left-wing people would have.
Dylan Chad Stanky says a friend of mine is working polls. He mentioned they were counting advanced polls first, then today's polls.
Interesting. Okay, so that would make it for a case of
that's advanced polls. That's last weekend's polling,
which could give you very different results over a shorter period of time. So you wouldn't be able to count things out just yet. Oh, CBC News projects Liberal government. Okay, so they just made their projection.
After all that, they win again.
Well, win what though? A minority?
Yeah.
So what's likely to happen with a minority?
Cumberland, Stephen Ellis in Cumberland, Colchester knocked out the Liberal incumbent. That's what I'm seeing right now. Like there have been seat swaps.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I think it's a little early to call, but I'm not an analyst in this. It just seems like it's way too early to call.
Yeah.
We're just gun talking guys. We don't know anything about this.
Oh yeah, we're shit talking. You're just listening to us drink and comment. Just as three guys commenting on this.
It's more entertaining than CBC.
This isn't Walter Cronkite and Dan Rather and Peter Mansbridge.
We are not polished in the very least.
See, 1 million special ballot kits got returned. I guess those are mail-in.
Yeah.
I would love to see who's got the best dashboard. I'm looking at that News Interactives thing there. And I don't have a lot of Alberta just yet, even though... Oh, there is some Edmonton. Here, let's see what's going on there. Griesbaugh and Central Mico LPC. But, like, by a slim margin. Center's definitely going to go. Griesbaugh, really close. My area, not close. Yeah, Millwood's good. CPC is leading quite a bit in there, too. But yeah, it would be curious to see what happens over the rest of the night.
Yeah.
Minority.
Let's hope they're wrong. That's what we can hope for. That's all we can hope for.
That was the projection.
Yeah, it was the projection, right? For sure. I don't know where do you think that swing happened? What point and what topic or speech really made people swing? Because for a while there, it was conservative.
CBC minority is what it was running at for a while. Yep. I'm not sure.
I totally missed where that switch happened. It just the switch happened.
Yeah, not sure. It wasn't anything super. Yeah, it was like very nothing going on at the time. I'm just gonna check 338 and see what we should end up at. 148 Liberal, 125 Conservative, and we're sitting at
136. 136.76 now.
Yeah, but as soon as they're done counting Toronto, and there's not really a lot of Liberal seats west of there. Wishy-washy O'Toole is one of the comments.
I don't know. If he comes out with a true right platform, does he do better in this election? I don't think so. Not coming out of or during a pandemic and everything going on. I don't think so.
You'd find out by looking at what the PPC gets.
I don't know what it's going to take for Canadians to vote him out, because he's done enough in the last 6 years that, like, seriously,
he's the golden boy. He can do no wrong.
You'll forgive me for not thinking about monetary policy.
Yeah, everything he does is
freaking drama teacher, and then our finance minister is a fucking journalist. And Canada keeps voting them in. Like, that's what I don't get. Like, they are not built for the freaking job, but somehow there it is.
Yeah,
there it is.
Like, I don't know, different areas of the country,
sorry,
different people, different people than we typically work with.
I don't get it.
It's frustrating.
Let's see here.
Yeah, at least the crappy finance minister that he had in before, they had to kick out due to conflict of interest and take the hit for him, at least had a financial background. Like,
yeah.
Too financial.
Yeah, maybe.
We got this bribe. This guy seems to have got this free trip from this company that got all this stuff from us.
He was a fall guy, you know that.
he was the fall guy, but he was also like the most clearly wrong there.
There's no doubt, but he took the heat off Justin.
Yes. Yeah,
well,
just like Gerald did. Gerald resigned, and right now he's at the CBC.
Yeah, he's on CBC. I saw people commenting on that. I can't, even without sound, I don't know if I could watch CBC. So
the conservative seats are going up, so they must be we must be in Central Canada.
Yeah, I'm just looked up, and the Liberals are going up too. So
but it's closer.
I'm absolutely hopeful that it's just a massive swing, that they got it wrong, and there's a massive swing. It's happened before.
Wouldn't that be something?
But man,
no, I think the Conservatives are going to get a couple more. Well, more than a couple more, and the NDP are going to get some more, because we're going to do Vancouver and BC.
Like, people want to blame O'Toole, but I don't think O'Toole did a bad job in this campaign. I really don't.
The sliding to the left was surprising to me. I didn't mind it. I don't care.
He actually lost a lot, not to the Liberals, but to the PPC, because of
maybe
flip-flopping. And this, I get frustrated with the firearms community because they need to, as a general, what I see online, they need stuff laid out. What's the platform? So they put it in their platform. Well, guess what? In the first debate, what they put in the platform, that what every gun owner was asking for is tell us exactly what you're going to do, got attacked. And so they had to go back and change the wording on stuff.
And
if
they,
they didn't
and they
have
kept
to put
getting
that in
attacked.
there,
They
it wouldn't have
kept
been
getting
attacked,
attacked,
and they would have been flip-flopped.
Yeah.
And I think that actually gave up some votes to the PPC, which, well, I guess we're gonna have to wait and see just how much we lost to the
what the efficiency
PPC
was
and
like,
how many seats were lost because of that split voting.
Yeah, it was supposed to be. Let's see. Can we see the popular vote? No, this isn't showing me.
That was a bit of a jump for the cons.
Let's see, 143 to 102.
They're up to 102 now. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm seeing 143, 101.
Oh, Leslyn Lewis won her seat. Good for her.
Awesome.
That's the first time she's run for. Oh no, she filled in.
She had her seat, didn't she? I thought she had her seat
in a by-election, maybe, because she lost when she first ran. She lost because she was like a last. She took over.
She lost
for some
leadership. I thought she held her seat though.
No, she didn't have a seat.
Okay.
And she had taken over for somebody and then lost that seat.
Oh, okay.
But she never had it. She lost that election. So
gotcha.
So I mean, as gun owners, so liberals got a minority at this point.
As 147, yeah.
Yeah, as gun owners, I think the most concerning thing for me is the municipal handgun ban, and that actually getting some traction and happening. I don't really care about the other stuff as much, like the 5-round mag limits, that kind of thing. That's a pain in the ass. But losing the strategic block of voters that are the 1 million RPAL owners across the country is more concerning to me. And again, not even won't even affect me. Alberta will never go through with any of that stuff. But
Ontario
and voters.
Ontario and Quebec will,
yeah. We lose an important issue that was providing support to the CPC, and the only reason I care is because the CPC supported gun rights.
So
I guess
Global is now projecting liberal government.
Well, I'm going to whiskey then. My good gentleman.
Moonshine.
I'm drinking out of the cap of this thing here. I think it's made for that.
Straight out of the jar.
I was hopeful today, but so much for hope.
Nah, it was what it was projected.
It is what it was projected.
Good news.
Yeah. Latest polls.
Maybe their gun control bills will be so complicated that they won't get support from the NDP or the bloc. That's a possibility. It's not a probability. They might not get anything done in the next 18 months, and then Justin will call another election and demand a majority. That's a possibility. They might find more blackface photos, better ones that are more offensive.
Does it matter?
No, it doesn't. People have already shown it doesn't matter.
He could murder someone on live TV and it wouldn't matter. Like he could strangle a homeless person and people would just go, "Oh, okay," and just move on.
Yeah. I don't think
it doesn't matter.
It does, but it's just we haven't figured out where the point of it mattering is.
How many ethics scandals will it take? 5, 10.
What ethics scandals has he done?
People haven't woken up. They're not gonna.
Well, no, I disagree. I think they will. It just that we haven't found that line yet. The line for me, SNC Lavalin by itself should have been the end, because when the prime minister goes to bat for a corrupt company and then tells his buddy Gerald to go put pressure on his ministers and make them give the corrupt company a better deal, and then they don't, and then they get demoted, like, ooh, that was the prime minister. That wasn't just like the party. That was the prime minister doing that kind of stuff. That was pretty bad. I look at the charity. It's like, it's they're being political scumbags and they're trying to give their buddies deals. I think most of the parties do it. Maybe some worse than others. The Conservatives have done that kind of thing.
Millions of dollars.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
but do people care about? I don't think people care about the money.
I don't give a crap about the blackface. I don't give a crap about that. I don't care. Yeah, you know what? Not good. Banana pound your pants, freaking wiggling around like a monkey. Yeah, that one That one was bad.
Mm-hmm.
Arabian Nights, I'm sorry. And maybe some people do, but I think less people care about it than what the media thinks. Like, I don't care about that.
He was just a young, impressionable man when he did that stuff, though, guys. Just like 29 or something.
Yeah, that's
it was just in the early 2000s when, you know, it was a different time.
I'm really at the point where what's it gonna take? Because he says 6 years that
something more.
He has proven to be the worst prime minister Canada has ever had, and it is backed by the numbers, including ethics violations and scandals. What's it gonna take? He doesn't even have a pretty face anymore. Like, come on.
His hair's pretty great, though.
Are you saying he's losing? Are you saying he's losing his looks, Kyle?
Absolutely, he is. The salt and pepper look does not look good on him.
Richard's got a good point here. With inflation, it's going to hit pocketbooks. Is that what people will listen to? So, like, affordability was just getting into the news cycle, getting into this election. Affordability is going to be horrible over the next little while because the government's spending a ton of money. They're printing a ton of money. Inflation's going to be bad, and they're going to have to tax some of the people that got those benefits, and a lot of those people just skated by. They let them go, and they're going to start getting nailed with that stuff, and they're going to have to start collecting more taxes. Businesses are going to be hurt more. Yeah, so I think that stuff is going to potentially put us in a better situation. The other possibility,
CTV is calling them a liberal minority. So.
Okay, there we go. Which was kind of projected. So those are possibilities. The other possibility, the Liberal Party always does corrupt shit. The possibility is over 2 years, there's going to be something else. There's going to be the ad scandal brought down the Chrétien powerhouse, the Dinton Martin powerhouse. There's a possibility that something that bad might happen again. It has to be big. And people have to
say,
I don't know,
the amount that happened with Trudeau in there, you'd think people would wake up. Like, I hear what you're saying, but it's like, it's just time after time, everywhere you turn, every page you turn, oh look, there's another thing. Like, what the hell?
Yeah, it's fairly obvious that the we and the SNC Lavalin, it should have stopped at SNC Lavalin. It should have. Anyone who can look at that and be like, oh my god, this company was super corrupt, helping the Gaddafi sons and doing corrupt stuff all over the place. This is not a good look. And our prime minister's going to bat for it and firing his like powerhouse ministers because of it. Like, wow, it's got to end right there. And it didn't.
So I'm sorry, I'm going to throw a little tidbit that is going to be a jab. We might have some people here who voted that way, but looking at the tallies of the parties, I don't see PPC with a single seat yet.
How's their percentage? Because I haven't seen it pop up.
I haven't seen their percentage. Nobody's talking about them.
They were earlier because they had a decent. It was like 6% or something like that.
Well, I might have to pull up a different channel. I'm watching Global, and they're not even. They're not even on the reporting. Like, it's not even showing up.
I don't see a single seat.
You can complain about splitting the right between CPC and
well, I'd like to see the
PPC
breakdowns on the East because I think that's where it's going to hurt us.
Yeah.
I'd like to see the breakdowns on that because
it could be worse though because if you look at the left is split 9 ways from Sunday. The Greens, the NDP, the LPC.
But you said it earlier that Canada is a more left-leaning country, definitely than the U.S. So can we really afford to have two, right parties? Is there enough votes for two right parties?
No, but I don't think
to win a majority. I'm talking about,
Yeah.
So
no, we can't.
Popular vote PPC 4.8%. 4% is what Jason says. So yeah, I guess it depends in the area where that 4% is as well. If it's in Alberta, it's like, well, you can protest vote very safely in Alberta, and the CPC are still going to win. You still get your message across, but you don't ruin the chances for the CPC to get in, right? So that's possible. Yeah. PPC 5% is what Anthony's saying. Yeah, it depends on where it is. If it's in Fort McMurray doesn't matter. The CPC we're getting in anyways. If it's in New Brunswick or Nova Scotia or somewhere in Toronto, then it does matter because that percentage makes a difference.
Exactly. That's what I mean. Like, where are those votes going?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I protest
East,
voted.
It matters more, like you said, out east. It matters more than out west. Out west, we know. You know what? Out west, it's decided. Well, we've shown it tonight. It's decided before it even gets past Ontario, and they've already called it.
At 8:20 in Alberta, it was already decided.
Yeah, exactly.
In 7:20 BC, it was already decided.
Yeah, we just gotta hope that something absolutely amazing and an absolute miracle happens to change it. Which, no, it's not going to happen. But I mean, you can always stay hopeful. But we haven't even started counting Alberta yet because, well,
they got a bunch of it in now.
But yeah, we started counting, but I don't even know if Alberta's reporting yet.
Some of it is, a bunch of
our polls closed just over an hour ago.
Yeah, but we've got most of the province already.
There's only 17 seats that they're not projecting
Red
winner in right now.
Red Deer we don't have, but
17 for the whole country.
Oh, and there's some BC. Yeah, there's a bunch of BC stuff that's not counted. And
there's not much left that they haven't reported as a win or leading.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Like one of the parties needs 170. Neither of them are even close. So like the little things here and there, it's not going to make a difference right now. Gains and losses on News Interactive's CBC is showing -8 for Liberal, +4 for Conservative, +7 for NDP. -2 for the Bloc. I don't mind the NDP getting more power because that will generally offset, like they've got a more extreme version of what they want, and there's more infighting that they can do. Because at this point,
because they
slowing things down is good.
Justin Trudeau would just promise them stuff,
but if they've got more power, they can throw a little bit more weight around.
Yeah. Well, maybe. I'll tell you right now, Jagmeet might not even get in because he's in a dead tie with the Liberals in his riding. 33% to 33%.
Oh, that's close.
Yeah. That just flashed up on my screen. And it's like, oh, crap.
How we doing in Edmonton? What about?
Enemy Paul is not going to win her riding. I'll tell you that right now.
Yikes.
She's at 8%, and the Liberal incumbent's at 53% right now. Enemy Paul is not winning her seat.
Oh, that's too bad. My kids were really pumped about an anime girl getting some votes.
You know, I would have liked to have seen her in there. She actually did good during the debates. I'm not a green person, but you know what?
It was respectful.
I would have been totally cool with her actually winning her seat.
Edmonton, it looks like so Strathcona was going to go NDP regardless. Yeah, and then Griesbach is looking NDP. Huh?
That's Notley's area.
I think Notley's in Calgary somewhere.
No, she's in Edmonton.
Redmonton, I think, is the correct pronunciation for that.
Yeah,
Calgary looks all CPC right now. So two seats in Edmonton that might go NDP, and the rest is.
I'm gonna say Millwoods and then Notley's riding. Yeah. Notley's riding is guaranteed to be NDP, and that's the Edmonton area.
Edmonton, Strathcona, yeah.
So I wonder if Trudeau gets hammered after this, and they say, "Well, you spent $610 million to get us back to the same thing, the same result." So, what was accomplished by this?
Yeah,
nothing.
No, Strathcona is Heather McPherson. It's not Notley.
He's going to spin it that they talked. They want us to work together and that.
Yeah.
Then he's just going to keep trying to drive his agenda, and then less than 2 years.
Well, it was like with the gun control. He's like, we've been given a mandate to do this. It's like, no, you haven't been given a mandate to do this.
You're a minority. You haven't been given shit.
Oh, you didn't even win the popular vote. How have you given a mandate to do this?
Yeah, Kyle, for all Canadians. No, you don't. You speak for less than a quarter of Canadians if you take how many actually voted and the percent of the vote you actually got.
Yeah, Kyle, Notley's provincial, not federal. That's why she's not.
I know. Yeah, no, I know that, but
they
got to overlap. The ridings got to overlap.
It's a very red riding. Yeah.
See, they're projecting 159 seats for the Liberals max. They had 157 in 2019. So all this to win 2 more seats. What a waste of time.
The fact is that if they actually gain because of this, like, if they gain a single seat because of this, like, come on.
Yeah, they're saying
it looked like an easy majority. You guys forget, like, when they fired this thing off, every provincial election that happened was absolutely strategically advantageous. All of the provincial parties that called an election turned their minorities into a strong majority. It was a fantastic idea when they first called it. And for everyone else who was looking at this, oh, they're calling it for a majority. Oh my God, it's gonna be the same thing as everywhere else, right? But then right after that, Nova Scotia did their provincial election, and their people lost their mandate. And this happened, and it's a draw.
And I really wish people remember this, because there was confident votes, and Trudeau said, "Oh, I'll call an election," and we don't. Who wants an election during a pandemic? And so no, we don't. We're not going to do this. And then he just does it. And I mean. I have my personal opinions. General public considers this still pandemic time, so we'll call an election during pandemic. I have my personal opinions, and they're mine and mine alone.
Yeah, could have been worse. Getting 150 seats projected, that's right in line with what 338 was showing. 125 for the CPC is what they were showing. And if it ends up there, it's
when the pollsters are right.
But it's more of the same, right? Like, it's just what we've got right now. Just
more of the same, just a picking at everything. Just slow pick at everything.
Yeah. Dale's mentioning PPC is more libertarian than right wing. Yeah. I think
they are.
Their platform is definitely libertarian. Again, like as like a pretty hard libertarian, I didn't really like how hard they were hammering on the vaccine and that kind of thing. I think they should have been playing to the other strengths of the libertarian platform. Low taxes, more business, yada yada yada. Like and even their immigration policy was like quite well worded. It just needs to be like well described. Because their position is like, oh, Canada is a desirable location. We should just be brain draining the rest of the world. We should take the best qualified immigrants to bring to Canada. Yeah, love it. We should. It's a very pragmatic way of looking at immigration. Bring in the best people possible so that they improve the country the most.
And Dale, I really like we said last episode, I like the platform. Politically, I feel I'm libertarian. I want as little government involvement in my life as possible. But this was not the election. In fact, Maxime Bernier said himself in his interview with Jordan Pearson, he didn't expect to win. It's not going to happen. Did
he say anything else cool in that
Justin out? And like I said last show, instead of disappearing in between elections, I love the platform. I do. Don't disappear in between. We're
Get
here
some better
now.
Looking candidates too. Their candidates were the weirdest looking guys.
And like you said, the talking points, they were not as polished. Like we could point to a number of things. Okay, now we have tonight. Let's not stop here. Tomorrow, continue on, drive it home, get polished, figure out the points that's going to win the election, not just because guns, no vax passports, they're not going to win you an election.
No.
And that's what was being driven home. I love the platform.
All they were talking about
minimal government involvement in my life. I absolutely love. But let's get involved now. Throughout the next 4 years, let's get vocal, involved, build that hype. And if the hype gets built up enough, maybe we can actually make some change. This time, Last time we saw him was the last election. Yeah, it was pretty incredible the hype that was made within a month, but it wasn't enough. It's not going to be enough. It's never going to be enough. You need to build that over time. You can't just disappear and come in. Hey, here we are. Remember us?
Yeah. Richard was saying Jagmeet is going to lose his seat. 27% of the vote in his riding, Liberals 43%.
See, last I saw, he was actually winning his seat.
Which seat is he? He's in BC
remember.
somewhere. Might be too early. Might be too early.
Surrey. Or no, Burnaby.
Surrey?
He's in Burnaby.
Burnaby. BC. Vancouver.
So the CPC will win. CPC will win more seats this time, but obviously
Global's calling a minority now. Liberal minority.
Jagmeet's got 74 votes to 58. It's way too early to tell. Mind you, that's just this website. I don't know. I thought this is how tonight's call would go, though.
Yeah,
I thought it would go this way. We'd play a little bit.
I was hoping for better, but did kind of expect that.
Yeah, talking about potentials, like the that's really what we should be talking about is what's likely to happen, and is it going to be bad or is it not going to be bad? I think the worst thing is going to be a municipal handgun ban in some of the different areas that would support that, especially if it's provincial. Like, because you could say like, okay, Toronto bans it, but like if you're in Northern Ontario, it's fine. But if the province gets money for it,
it can't be regional.
They said municipal, not provincial. So that
But the newest thing that
they've proven before that they're but
the newest thing on the Liberal platform was that they were going to give provinces money to enact this. It's like, yeah, they can do it municipal, but like if you're the province of Quebec and the government's going to be like, we'll give you $1 billion. Do you want to enact it across Quebec? And you're like, yeah, we're just going to do the whole thing. The municipalities are a construct of the provinces. They can do whatever they want to them, including.
So this is my brother, so I guess I should start looking for work. LOL. Side story, he does work for the military. So yes, Eric, please start looking for work because I don't want to have to shoot you.
What kind of work?
He'll understand that. He'll understand that one.
For everyone else, this show's for entertainment purposes only.
Exactly.
That's not a threat.
No. Okay. It's literally my blood brother. He is my younger brother. Not my brother friend. He is my brother.
I could see that.
He chopped my leg with a freaking axe.
That's only something a brother would do.
Yeah. Of course.
Like.
I want to just pull this up. Liberal platform. Form guns. And again, like I'm going to be pulling this up, not to just complaining about it, but I'm going to pull this up to look through it and see which of these would be likely to come in with a minority government. So keeping in mind that the Liberals will have a minority government to enact this kind of stuff. Let's see here. Toughen laws on banned assault rifles. Sell the firearm back to the government for destruction, or have it rendered inoperable. Is this going to impact either of you guys?
So what?
Your AR. You have to.
I don't own
back.
any assault weapons.
I only have an AR lower, and I mean I can take a chop saw to it anytime I want. So
I'd probably sell mine back.
Like literally, all I have is an AR lower.
All I have is 2 AR lowers and uppers, and I don't care about having an upper that is not tracked by the government. I would sell them both because I want the money for it, and I don't care to build a rifle and then render it inoperable just to display it. It doesn't have any appeal to me. I'd rather just sell it and then put the money into a WSMCR.
I have 0 paperwork for an upper. All I have paperwork for is a lower.
There we go. Crackdown on high cap mags that require that long gun mags capable of holding more than 5 be permanently altered so that they can never hold more than 5. Permanently altered so that they can never hold more than 5. This may not be actually anything. This might just be like all your LAR mags get pinned to 5 long gun magazines.
Okay,
now
that take that a step further because that's long guns. So now your shotgun.
5 of what?
Exactly. So it's if you're shooting 2 3/4, it's got to be
change.
Like,
there might not be a change for shotguns.
Like that's where I get nervous is because they're so general in that long guns. Okay, well, you got a 3.5-inch gun, you have a 3-inch gun, and you run 2 3/4. You run 1 3/4. Oh, you can fit more of this in there. Like they haven't thought it through.
Well, technically, the LAR 15 mags are not a magazine for a long gun. They're a magazine for a short pistol. Prohibited now. And Ian did a video on those that was talking about those. Well, the LAR 15 is a pistol. So the magazines for it are pistol magazines.
You shoot a 40 cal mag and you run 13 in that. I think they're talking about taking that out there. Regardless of what it was designed in, it cannot hold more than this many rounds.
Oh, wait. Well, that's the below one. Ban the sale or transfer of magazines that could hold more than a legal amount of bullets, regardless of how they were intended to be used by the manufacturer. Exactly. That is more troubling. Yeah. My 40 cal mags.
That causes issues.
I got to switch over to the 9 cal mags then, the 9mm mags. I don't think. Yeah, these would also hurt your 458s. I don't know. I think that's about it. This one, Mo, this one's coming for you. Set aside a minimum of $1 billion to support provinces or territories who implement a ban on handguns across their jurisdiction to keep our cities and communities safe. So this is increasing the scope from municipal to provincial. And it's saying, we'll just send you money. So it's not in our jurisdiction. We don't want it to be, but we'll just send you some money. That's going to impact you.
IPSC in Quebec will be dead. That's 100%.
Was IPSC really strong in Quebec before?
It's decent. Yeah. I think it seems to be growing a little bit too. So
I think that one of the troubles with this right now, the Ontario government is conservative, but I mean, it flips every once in a while. And what if it flips to liberal and they just ban all the handguns in Ontario? It's possible, right?
It's very possible. Yeah.
Yeah, not so much in Alberta, but because of the lost vote support, that might happen. Lifetime background checks to prevent those with a history of abuse against their spouse or partner from obtaining a firearms license. Oh, I haven't beat my wife on paper, so I guess that's all right for me.
Wasn't that already the thing?
I don't know.
Domestic abuse, that was already in there. You had your conjugal partner, they had to contact them.
Not lifetime, though. I think it was like 5 or 10 years or something like that.
How about the guy in Nova Scotia without the firearms license? Did they check into him before?
No, not even with warnings.
No, he was an informant of the RCMP.
Yeah.
Deep state. Red flag laws that would allow immediate removal if someone's a threat, and that's already something that happens. Increased maximum penalty of firearms trafficking and smuggling from 10 to 14 years. No one will even get that 10 to 14 years, so it doesn't matter. Because as is with how they enact justice in Canada, generally they wouldn't do something. You would never give someone 14 years for firearms trafficking and smuggling.
No, they were limiting. Yeah. Dale, just wait until the Liberals see how many 22 shorts I can mash into a 50-bolt Beowulf LAR magazine.
Don't show them.
But no, they were reducing sentences for gun criminals.
Yeah, they reduced. They removed a bunch of mandatory minimums. I don't really like mandatory minimums either, to be frank, right off the hop. But mandatory minimums are in place because people don't trust the judicial system to make the right call. So the whole point of that was, hey, you keep letting these criminals off with really light sentences. We're going to give you a mandatory minimum if someone does a crime with a gun or something like that. There has to be a mandatory of 2 years or something like that. And the examples they gave were terrible. One of the examples was like, oh yeah, this guy was drunk with his friends, shot a building. It was empty at the time, so no one was hurt. but this person got 2 years. That's unfair. It's like, I don't know. I think that person exercised some extremely poor judgment in a couple different ways. But
well, it seems like unless it's paper, the courts don't follow the mandatory minimums anyway. So it's like they reduce the mandatory minimums to match what the courts have been issuing for non-paper criminals, because you paid more time as a paper criminal than if you actually did something with it.
Yeah. This last one here, this is a bit of a red herring. Enhancing the capability or capacity of the RCMP and the CBSA to combat the illegal importation of firearms. Now, you may see the Liberal Party announcing funding for the CBSA to do this kind of thing, but I would encourage you to take a look at the budgetary documents that the CBSA puts out every once in a while, or every year, and take a look at the trend in spend that they get. They have been cut every year. They keep going down in spend. So outside one side of their mouth, the Liberals will say that they're funding the CBSA better so they can combat the illegal importation. On the other hand, they cut their budget. So it's not something like you can give an agency $100 million and then take away 300 million on the other side and still have your announcement of the 100 million. And that's something that they do frequently when they talk about the CBSA and combating this illegal handgun thing. But
take from one, give a little bit to here, and look what we're doing.
Yeah. In terms of the rest of this, like this 5-round thing, I can live with it. It's a total pain in the ass. I'll pin a bunch of mags or something, and my rifle is going to be lame at 3-gun. I'm going to have to carry like a chest rig or something like that to run all my rifle mags, but I will survive. The more than intended, I guess I will pin my 40 cal mags, or I'll run my 9s, whatever. This will kill the sport entirely in a short period of time. Mm-hmm. And that's the one that has me worried the most by far, which I've said.
I gotta say, I hate the term "I can live with that."
Well, I don't have.
I understand
choice.
what you mean, but
choice otherwise.
Yeah.
I will shoot 3-gun with 5-round rifle mags. I will make that decision too. I will still do that. I won't quit all entirely. Right. I'll buy a chest rig. I have a chest rig. I'll just use a chest rig. My chest, rather than having a chest rig of shotgun shells across my chest, I'll have a crap ton of Magpul P mags that hold 5 rounds. I saw a guy try to do that. He showed up.
At that point, P mags are now viable in the Canadian market.
You might as well run them because your chest rigs and whatever for them, right?
Yeah. So it's not so much at all. We have to jump through more hoops just to enjoy our sports. It's not right.
It's not, but like
it's not.
I wouldn't even call it hoops. That. It's we gotta find. I don't even know how to put it. It's bullshit.
Yeah,
that's the best I got.
All of it. Yeah.
Well, I mean, and like we said, Mo, you're going to be screwed the hardest because
you will be. Yeah.
Because we know more than the average Joe and Jane that none of these laws and restrictions make society safer at all. None
of those.
Yeah, but
it does not change criminal use one bit.
No, it doesn't. Absolutely not.
You know, municipal handgun bans, like a gangbanger with a gun in his speaker well is going to stop at this imaginary border and not go through because he has a handgun. It's asinine, absolutely asinine. Like,
I mean, it's been said a million times. Well, shit. If all it took was to ban the handguns, why didn't we just ban murder?
Yes.
Well, and just across the border, like Chicago has some fairly strict gun laws.
Yes,
and,
Chicago, excellent. Yeah,
strict in the U.S.
Yeah,
and some of the highest homicides.
Yeah, people are shot to death every single day in Chicago. But
Detroit,
they strong gun laws. Yeah, they have strong gun laws. Yeah,
and then you go down to like Wyoming, Texas, Arizona, and have a look at those places.
Yeah, other things affect gun violence more, or violence in general more than
true. Like your economic state of that state and how available jobs are, and just creating a livelihood.
Culture,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But when you combine the lack of livelihood and then, oh, by the way, you can't own guns either way. You just
legally can't, but like
legally,
illegally,
you can't
can very
legally.
easily. Yeah.
It's like the perfect storm.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just looking through the things they have on here. I don't see anything that will relevantly affect violence here in Canada. The red flag laws, like we had those in the past. You could like when you and we all seen this when you call into 731-4000 with the Canadian government to do a firearms transfer or whatever. The first thing they ask you, do you have a spousal safety concern? And if you do, there's a number for it, and you can
boom.
You can report that person, and the RCMP can take action on that. Lifetime background checks. I think just regular background. Like one of the problems is that they try to legislate, and they actually get in the way of real success. A good example of this would be the vetting process for a PAL license, right? If they are too busy spending money on ATTs and processing ATTs and doing like bullshit paperwork, they don't have enough money to do a proper investigation of someone when they apply for a PAL. A proper investigation would be like calling references. Frequently, they don't.
Actually, they don't. No, they don't.
Okay. Yeah.
Put my hand up. Okay. You want firearms owners to have a lifetime background check? Why don't we put our own prime minister through a lifetime background check on anything? What was his excuse at 29? He didn't realize that was racist.
Yeah. Yeah. So if you have a teenager that does teenager stuff,
like, if you're gonna put one group of people like, oh, you gotta go through it. You're young. Being young and stupid is not an excuse. Yeah. Guess what? Being not young and stupid is not a fucking excuse.
Yeah. If you got charged with knocking over mailboxes at 14 years old, are you now not going to be able to get a gun in your 30s and 40s and 50s? Like,
it's hypocrisy. Like, oh, we're going to hold one group to lifetime. Like, if you screwed up one time in your entire life, you're screwed. But yet he's supposed to be able to lead this country, and he has nothing but a checkered past.
Yeah.
I get frustrated with that. Like, I still, like, looking tonight, I don't get it. Like, I don't know what it's gonna take.
This
Jason is mentioning that there's a 0.3% difference in popular vote, but there's a big difference in
more than
vote
30
efficiency, right?
Difference in
that's what matters.
Like,
that's what matters.
Yeah, PPC has 5%. He's saying, but again, it matters where that 5% is. If it's
my only hope at this point,
it matters where.
My only hope at this point, not that it means anything to us, is that he ends up with even one less seat than he did in 2019, because then at least he can get hammered for calling an election, spending all this money during a pandemic, and he actually lost ground. That would be a positive.
Remember, how many seats did he have in 2019?
157. Yeah, 157. Yeah.
Looks like they're right around
154 right now. So
yeah,
that's what I'm saying. It would be nice if they just came up short.
I mean, again, it doesn't. We had a conservative minority too. But
yeah. Well, it's not happening at this point. So
yeah, it's not looking like he's actually even going to lose a single seat. In fact, it looks like he might even gain.
No, if he was at 157 before, and he's at 154 right now with one seat to come, it's tomato. He lost a couple.
That's what I'm saying. It's
Green's
actually
got 2, Block's got 30, NDP's got 30, Con's got 121.
And look at the PPC swept the country with all those seats. Wow.
Crap,
purple wave. Yeah. What a bunch of crap. Get lost.
Yeah, I don't
get lost. A bunch of bumpkins get lost.
You're baiting me.
I don't think they got any. Well, we'll see afterwards, because I'm curious how many votes it. I'm curious how many votes it could have been. I don't think it would have been meaningful. It wouldn't have been the CPC majority. It wouldn't. Where they're too far apart. They're 30 seats apart right now.
Okay, so Maxime Bernier just lost. He was second runner-up in his seat. He was at 19%. The cons were at 49, and he was number 2.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah. Leader didn't even win his damn seat, not even close.
Purple.
Just like last time.
Yeah, I don't
he's
think
talking now with his homeless hair.
Just Maxime by himself wasn't enough to make the CPC anything other than what we would have got tonight, which is not not even
win his own seat.
Yeah, I don't know. It's worth worrying about those guys.
I'm like you, Adriel. I'm interested to see the breakdowns by seat to see how many seats were lost due to people voting PPC.
So, but how many people of those? How many of the PPC voters were CPC voters? Probably a lot. But I think also they had a lot of people in there that were just anti-vax, and some of those anti-vax people could have been. Most of them would have been CPC. Some of them would have been not.
I would say most of them would be CPC. They're not coming from.
If you're going to go to a far right, do you really think a left-leaning group is going to go like completely the opposite side of the board to the far right?
No,
I don't think that the PPC's platform by itself is not far right. The PPC's platform by itself is libertarian.
They've been being portrayed as far right the entire time.
Yeah,
portrayed.
They've got terrible PR skills. I would say that.
Yeah,
their platform's good. Their platform is ideologically pure. It's not.
I like their platform. I would vote for that platform if it wasn't a critical thing. I'd vote for their platform. I like it.
They didn't have the joke candidates that they do. Me and the kids were watching earlier, and like the worst looking candidates, NDP and the PBC put like the worst looking candidates out. They were the weirdest looking people.
Well, NDP is all the college kids. I saw one's like, oh, well, Justin Trudeau, because he's young, we're relatable. And then they're like, he's the oldest candidate. What? Yeah. And then they went to sing because he's on TikTok.
Didn't help him very much.
Seriously, I saw that.
How did the NDP do this time? Did they get more, less than they were supposed to? 31 plus minus. Oh, that is a tight prediction that came true. Holy,
they won 24 last time,
but they were predicted to get 31 plus or minus 16, and they're at 30 right now.
Yeah, they're at 30.
Man, those pollsters did their job this time. Maybe.
Yeah, they were pretty damn close this time. Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe tomorrow we'll wake up and there'll be like some weirdness that happened because they counted some other weird votes. Oh, time to count the mail-in.
The reverse F? That would be cool. The reverse F would be awesome.
Is that the one that they got with the Trump Biden vote? The weird ones? Yeah.
Just overnight, just like with blink.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think we'll have that kind of weirdness for some reason. I gotta
say, besides the couple texts, I'm actually very impressed. I haven't heard anything about Harper. Just wait for the closing statement from the Liberals. They'll go on stage soon, and it'll be all over.
So far, gains and losses: Liberal -2, Conservative +2, Bloc Québécois -3, New Democrat +5, Green -1, People's Party 0, other -1. The 0 and the change is because there are no seats.
They can't lose any more than they had.
Yeah. I'm kind of curious. Edmonton.
Hey, Purple Wave.
Edmonton's got Griesbaugh. Let's see. Millwoods went Conservative. Yeah, right now it looks like Edmonton, Strathcona, and Griesbaugh are going NDP Central. Conservative is leading. Interesting. And then my area is a total blowout. I could vote for whoever I wanted.
Grand Prairie, Wapiti.
Doesn't matter. Come on, man.
Well, I'm pretty sure I know, but you got it.
Grand Prairie, Mackenzie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Workington.
By 67% of the vote. It's not even close.
Yeah.
All the other ones combined.
Right?
What's that?
That's Workington, right? Yeah.
Yeah. All the others combined, we need to double. Yes, we need to double their vote.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of what I figured.
So Maverick
Damn
Party
it, I
next time?
voted for Rhinoceros.
Buckshot Kid was asking, how are the Mavericks doing percentage-wise? I have no idea. I'd be curious to know. Which ridings did they run someone? Okay, there's someone. I'm looking Peace River Westlock. Maverick has 4%. People's Party has 11%. I wonder if Alberta accounted for a good chunk of the PPC vote. I did see a lot of PPC signs. Fort McMurray Cold Lake, Conservative 64%, PPC 13%. That's a high rate there.
What about Vermilion? What are you on, Leadrill? Are you on 338?
No, I'm on News Interactives right now. Lakeland, CBC is 69%, PPC is 11%, tied to NDPs. Vermilion, where am I going for Vermilion? Yellowhead.
Wainwright. Yeah.
Peace River Westlock?
No, no.
Yeah. Foothills.
Way
Bull
far
River.
away.
Red Deer,
Vermilion,
Lacombe,
Wainwright. Southeast Edmonton.
Southeast of Edmonton. I see Sherwood Park, Fort Saskatchewan. Do you know what municipality or region they're in, I guess? Sturgeon River Parkland? Sherwood Park, maybe? Sherwood
maybe?
Park, Fort Saskatchewan. It's a big chunk. It's Southeast Edmonton.
Should be Lakeland.
Oh yeah, 11% PPC. Sherwood Park, Fort Saskatchewan, 58% Conservative, 7% PPC. Conservative NDP. I'm trying to think of like which places would have like a strong PPC play. 9% there in Medicine Hat. Lethbridge, Conservative, NDP, Liberals. The PPC didn't do so well there. College Town. Foothills, NDP, PPC got 9% there.
Yeah, Jason, I'm not a fan. I'll personally, this me, Kyle, Hef, my personal opinion, popular vote, not a fan. If it was popular vote, Trump wouldn't got in. They would have had to deal with Hillary. Not a fan of popular vote. Not a fan with the system we got. But yes, for a second time, Conservatives are leading the popular vote, but not leading in seats. You're right.
I think it would be interesting having what is that? Proportional representation. I think that would be interesting. It would work out worse for Conservatives because they would get fewer votes, but I think you would get more ideologically pure parties, which would be interesting.
For the difference in our country, my proposal is a set number of seats for each province. Every province, whatever number you choose, whether it's 4, 5, 10, 20 seats, every province gets the same amount of seats. And then you got proportional for demographic, not by population, because obviously the city centers like Toronto, Vancouver, Montreal. Well, I'm sorry, I don't want someone living in Montreal and Toronto deciding what really matters in my life because I'm living on the other side of the country in the woods.
You guys will be sad to learn that the Marxist-Leninist Party of Canada that was running in my area only got 42 votes.
Oh, come on.
Very disappointing. Very disappointing.
Yeah, very disappointing. Like, come on, guys, try harder.
They didn't even have a picture available on this thing. It still ran, though.
That's funny.
Christian Heritage Party, People's Party. Yeah, I mean, like, I don't think they spoiled anywhere in Edmonton or Alberta. Because
I don't think so either. I don't think they spoiled. If anything, is spoiled out east. If anything.
Yeah.
I think, what was it? 4 seats last year was spoiled. Or last
It could have
election was
got
spoiled.
1 seat in Edmonton Griesbach if you took 100%
I'm thinking
of the PPC
all over.
voters.
I think it was like 4 seats that the PPC basically split and lost the Conservatives because of the split vote. I think it was only 4 seats. Like, it wasn't enough to get the minority, but it was enough. And I think I was expecting this time that number to be greater.
I'm gonna make my screen a little bit regular size just so it's easier for you guys. Mo, if you could just take us through your area, maybe we can see if it would have lost any votes there.
I'm looking for it.
You'll have to orient me so that I can find you. Because this doesn't mean much to me.
It's Quebec. It doesn't mean much. Sorry. Sorry, Mo.
Oh, it's okay.
Like,
where's
these are all pretty strong.
So south of Laval, just a little bit. South of where you see Saint Eustache.
Vimy or Laval Les Îles?
No, it should be low. It's more south of that.
More south. Okay. Saint Laurent, Cartierville, Pierrefonds, Lac Saint Louis, Dorval.
No.
Mount Royal, Notre Dame, LaSalle, Outremont.
But it's all red in that area, anyways, right?
Yeah, but you got a blue shirt on.
Oh, that's a pretty strong one. No, that's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Let's see here. No, not going to happen.
So PPC currently have 6% vote in Ontario. CPC's 35.4 and Liberals are 37.1.
What side are you on? News Interact. I'll look for it. News Interactive. Interactives. News Interactives.
Wouldn't have done it there.
I'm gonna look it up too.
Oh, this is interesting. Okay. Wouldn't have done it there.
So on the fringe parties hold the balance of power. Unfortunately, in Canada, it doesn't work that way because the NDP, the Greens, and even the Blocs work with the Liberals against the Conservatives. So unfortunately, that doesn't hold true here, Jason.
Not for gun owners.
As much as I'd like to believe that, we got 3 or 4 left-leaning groups that will work together just to defeat the cons. Doesn't matter what it is, it seems.
Well, and they'll work together on gun stuff too. So in the next like 2, let's say the minority government goes for 2 years. They might not be able to pass like healthcare stuff or dental or labor stuff anywhere where the NDP and the LPC are going to butt heads. They're not going to be able to pass that kind of stuff. But gun controls, they're on full agreement on, and the differences that they hold aren't really important because they don't care that much actually. Like between the two of them, they don't care what's going to happen.
No.
North Bay wouldn't. Okay, if 100% of these votes went there, that would make a difference.
Yeah,
if 100% of those votes went. But some of these people are voting because they feel really strongly about it.
Yeah.
They would have done it there. Look at that, 27-10. That would have done it. But the other thing to consider, if the Conservative Party stayed right to scoop up those PPC votes, would they have not gathered as many votes from the center?
Yeah.
So Greg Owens, where? Like, currently, Conservatives are losing by 18 votes. PPC candidate has 1,500 votes. We would have a decent lead if a fraction of PPC voters voted CPC. Where's that, Greg?
He said Niagara Central. I have no idea where Niagara is. It doesn't mean anything.
You say that was Burr Smith. That's okay.
Where's Niagara?
Greg saying Sault Ste. Marie. So it wasn't Niagara Central. It was Sault Ste. Marie that Greg was talking about. Basic training for our military, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Eric, comment. Tell me I'm full of shit. Pretty sure that's where they do basic for the military.
Oh, that's why it's so weird to try to use this thing, because there's no US. It's all just white other than Canada. I'm looking for, there's Niagara Falls.
I'm full of shit.
The brother has spoken.
Yeah, thanks, Eric. So I was wrong.
Thanks for your opinion, which wasn't asked for.
It kind of was, actually.
Was it?
Yeah, it kind of was.
Kingston and the Islands. Salisbury.
QC, I'm going to say Quebec City. No, not Quebec City, but QC.
I'm just looking for this.
Anyways, I was wrong, but Sault Ste. Marie, yeah. Okay.
Well, this is part of the fun of having like a drinking slam fire.
Yeah.
Bicantor. Oh, Trois-Rivières. Oh, no, it's already conservative anyways. Yeah, I mean, you can analyze this like a million ways for Sunday. I don't know if it'll make a difference.
Yeah, Bear Smith was saying southernmost ridings in Ontario, and I just did see it up on the screen, and that leg on the bottom looked pretty damn blue. There was a couple ridings that turned other colors, but it's going to come down to, I think, the 905, where chances are it went pretty red.
Mm-hmm. I can update our banner.
We're actually talking about Alberta.
Why?
Why are you trashing us?
29.2. Updating our ticker. Well, the Green Party got 2.
Yep.
Well, my Mickey's just about the bottom. We got a show on Thursday. It'll be fantastic.
Well, we know what the result is at this point, so we stuck around long enough.
Yeah.
Not for good news, but
yeah.
Expected news, though. And I mean,
it was half expected, yeah.
Yeah, like everyone was saying,
there's
a lot can happen in the next 2 years.
I was hoping for a surprise, but
okay.
Well, there's hope and there's expectation. Like there's those two different things, right?
And let's just pretend that the CPC got a minority, just for a second. What, in terms of gun owners, what would they have gotten in? Simplified classification? No,
not with the minority.
Couldn't have gotten in. Overturn the OIC? They said they wouldn't. Wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, I know. I see what you mean, but we wouldn't be looking at more bans.
We wouldn't be looking
more
at
restrictions,
enacting of the handgun.
We would have seen a pause. Yeah. It may not be any better, but it wouldn't be any worse.
Yeah, correct. They wouldn't have the power to be able to help us, but we wouldn't be losing more stuff.
Yeah, unless they got a majority, it wasn't going to get better.
Yeah, like maybe they got a majority next time around. Maybe the Liberals would do something.
We keep saying that, but I don't know. I don't know what's going to take. I guess.
And are we looking at the CPC, the next, whether it's Aaron O'Toole, another leader, that they're not even going to touch guns the next time because you could even say it hurt them this election, right? Because the Liberals really went after them. It became, if you saw all the ads,
one failing
every single ad
updated their platform to give other parties a chance to attack that. I think that's the one failing, was updating their online platform to say we will repeal this. That's what opened it up, and they had to flip flop, which I think they'd actually lose some seats because of that. Enough to make a difference. I can't.
It's hard to tell. It's hard to tell. Like the Liberals do their ads on it. It's hard to tell if that worked because that's just what they like. They like gun control. And the fact that they advertised on it may not correlate with the fact that they got better results.
But every ad mentioned gun control, every single one.
Mm-hmm. But at the same time, like we had this prediction out even quite far on 338. They had it weeks ago. This approximate prediction, and the CBC searched for a little bit and then not. Yeah, it's hard to say. It's hard to get a causal link between those two.
I know. My concern is now they're really going to stay away from guns because it could be a negative for
political
them, right?
dynamite.
Yeah. It would be one of those things that we don't even want to talk about it at all.
I bet in the next 2 years, affordability in Canada is going to get worse, and that is going to be the thing on people's lips. And it's going to get worse. It's going to get worse under a liberal government because they're not going to take meaningful action to address it. And at the end of these 2 years, people are going to be looking at, holy crap, like my kid's trying to get into university and it's super expensive. And housing is super expensive. And there's no jobs for my kid because we have these high minimum wages and we have no opportunities in the businesses. It's not a business friendly environment, and affordability may be a much larger issue in the next 2 years. And the Liberals will have been in power by then for like 8 years or something like that, right?
9 years.
Yeah, it'll be 8 years. And like you said, affordability would be even worse because they're going to print more money. They're going to spend more money on social programs and just hand people money.
Mm-hmm.
And there's and then people who actually work are going to have to supposedly try and pay for that. And I'm actually really interested to see how much they can screw it up more in 2 years, because like they've screwed it up pretty well in 6. Like, let's see how much more damage they can do in 2.
Yep, the best thing for us would be if they really.
Yay, us as Canadian citizens. Yay.
Yay, we're the guinea pig. Let's see how bad we're fucked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then my take home pay will be 15% or 20%. Yay.
The take home pay that the government knows about. Shh.
Yeah. Yeah, we should all be doing.
I don't want to talk about this.
Yeah. Awesome. Okay, well, I think like we could probably just wrap it up here, right?
Thanks for the good times, guys. Thanks.
Yeah. For everyone else, all the viewers who are still on here will be on Thursday. We'll be talking about a little bit of political stuff and probably some gun stuff.
Yeah,
let's talk about guns.
We'll try and throw some gun stuff in there. Yeah,
I got some gun stuff for Thursday.
Yeah.
I'll tell you about the time I used to shoot IPSC.
The good old days. Yeah. It was awesome. We could take a handgun from our house to the range.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. Well, see everyone in a few days.
Yeah. See you.
Good night, everyone. Guys. Thanks for listening.